on the Lightner radio app and at mymix947.com. Central High School football is brought to you by McCoy's Lawn and Garden, Cove Lumber Company, Roaring Spring True Value, Dragon's Den Pizza, Long's Outpost, Dazzling Diamonds, Gartland Supply and Country Store, Morrison's Cove First Federal Credit Union, Pacifico Bakery, Horvath Chemical and Supply, Levy's Home Furnishings, That Pierogi Guy, Proactive Sports, and the Allied Milk Producers. Now, let's go to the field for Central High School football on Mix 94.7. Here's Dave Shannon and Lou Seidel.
And welcome to the suburbs of beautiful Grove City. That's right, we've escaped the downtown mayhem that may be going on a Black Friday, and we've come into the burbs. And we're here in this nice little sleepy grove and a little hole down in here. We're surrounded by homes and fans, so it's a good thing. It is time for a football game tonight as we're in the quarterfinals of the PIAA State Championship. And Lou, this is something that I have to be honest, I did not see this coming for Central this year. And by the way, just as a note back there, Jay, we're getting bounce back, and we're hearing ourselves like a second or two after we actually talk. I don't know if you can do anything with that right now. There you go. Thank you very much. But Lou, I didn't expect this to happen, and here we are in the quarterfinals, Elite Eight.
Now, 3 weeks in, it was very interesting, but we talked, that the coach figured out that offensive line and some defensive scheming to shut some of those offenses down. And so they did a good job coaching up, and they got some youngsters educated in a hurry, Dave.
Yeah, well, I think one of the things was the discussions that went on to get the line working well, both offensively and defensively, getting the right guys in the right positions, and getting a couple of running backs that were more confident in what they were doing. One of those being Cade Rule in particular. I talked to A.J. Hohenstein on the way back across the field after talking to Dave Baker. And A.J. said that one of the things they had worked on with Cade Rule was to get him a little bit calmed down and be patient. We've used this term before when we've done football games, a patient runner. Basically what that is somebody that will run along the line and look for that hole to open up, because it's not always going to open up where you expect it to. So if you can run along that line, be patient, find that hole, and then go up through it. And then with the speed that Cade Rule has, that can result in quite a few yards.
Yeah, I was going to say his speed and agility, and he has excellent field presence. So he sees the field well, and it's a really good contrast to Hunter Smith running north and south.
Now, last year, Central defeated Grove City 35-6 on a snowy night in Slippery Rock. It is anything but here at Grove City tonight. It's a beautiful evening for football. Yeah, it's a little bit cold, but then again, it's almost the end of November, beginning of December. What'd you expect? Sunshine and 70. So we're getting ready for this game here tonight. Cheerleaders out in front of us from Grove City getting ready. And we have the Central Band across the way as well. And we're just hoping that somebody over there on the far side of the field, the last one out, turned out the lights when they left, because that's what has to go on in the Cove.
They're all
last
here.
one out has to turn out the lights. You don't want that light bill getting up too high. All right, we're going to take a break here and come back and talk to the head coach of the Central Dragons. That, of course, is Dave Baker. We'll do that after this. You're listening to Central Dragons football on Mix 94.7. Okay, we have no audio coming back. Slippery Rock University football field. The field part here is fine, but needless to say, the press box leaves a little bit to be desired.
Yeah,
Anyway,
sure it does.
we'll work through that. What we want to do is work through this game and try to get you a win. First of all, we'll go back to last week's game. And once this was one that you kind of stepped back a little bit, you knew you could do well with a passing game, and you took advantage of that against Clearfield last week.
Yes, we knew that they were strong against the run. Their linemen blocked well, but they had a lot of guys injured in their secondary, and that was their weakness at this point of the season. Yes.
And one of the guys, even though, they may have been good at stopping the rush, still Cade Rule was able to get almost 100 yards in that game rushing. I mean, he was up there in the up in that general vicinity. So, got to tip your cap to him. He seems to be getting better as the year has gone on, if you can believe it, at finding holes. He'll go along the line, find that hole, and dart right through.
Yeah, well, that's he is quick off the ball, and he is quick turning. He's one of those guys that sort of turn and go forward at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's his strength, and he's getting better at that, yes.
Now, Eli Lingenfelder, still obviously Jeff Hohenstein's favorite connection as far as passing goes. And boy, I'll tell you what, watch those two play together. You'd like to see them get into the same college together and be able to try that at the college level. But it is something to watch those two guys when they're clicking. And it's almost, there are times when I think Jeff kind of throws to an area of the field because he expects that Eli is going to be there.
Well, their timing on the pass and the routes is excellent. I mean, he gets the ball to him right after the break, and he catches the ball at its highest point, and and that's what you have to do.
Yep. So here we are. It's Grove City, and Grove City, we played them last year down the road at Slippery Rock University, and there was snow on the field. It was somewhat of a miserable night, but your team adapted well to that and was able to come out with a win on that. And in a way, there's similarities between Grove City and your team in that they lost some key seniors like you did in the offseason. And they had a little bit of a slow start. You had a little bit of a slow start. So you're kind of like twin sons of different mothers at this point.
Yes. Like us, they played two strong teams in the first three games, and they lost them by not a very big margin. And after that, they started to play. Maybe they improved, but they also played teams that maybe weren't quite as strong.
Yeah. Well, I know one of the guys, the big guy, is their quarterback, Hunter Homan. And Homan also, he's their leading tackler with 48 solo tackles on the season for them as well. So both offensively and defensively, he's a guy you got to keep an eye on.
He's a good player. I mean, he's a good passer. He runs the field good on defense, tackles. He's a good pass defender. I mean, he is. He's one of their two or three best players.
Yeah. Kind of reminds you, Jeff, I haven't seen him play, but he reminds you, if you look at his statistics.
Yeah, he's somewhat the same.
Yeah, very similar. And one of the other guys, Anthony Nemec, is their running back, number 27. And he's their leading rusher at this point. What's he bring to the game? Anthony at 5'11", $185. Is it his speed that gets him those yards?
He's a nice size runner. He cuts well.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll be going up and he'll cut and go straight up the field. He doesn't fool around going sideways much. He'll turn and go up the field. Okay. Which is what you want.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's going to be an interesting game here tonight. You're in the Elite Eight in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Hopefully you're in the Final Four after tonight is over, and we'll have one more game. Hopefully a little closer to home, please. Well, so we are the top line in that game against whoever comes out of the Whippeal.
Well, we hear it's going to be in a neutral place.
Okay.
Which we don't know what that means at this point. And of course, we don't know whether we're there or not. We have to win tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Well, just a hint here, PIAA. A neutral site that kind of is close to the home team might be Mansion Park. Just saying. All right, Dave. We wish you a lot of luck tonight. It's been just a great year for your guys, and one of the teams that's been really fun to watch because it's been steady improvement week after week, and hopefully it continues to roll here tonight.
Yes, thank you, Dave. I think you're right on that. We have gotten better.
All right. We'll be back with more right after this. You're listening to Mix 94.7.
Now that fall is here, it's time for those fall fix-up projects. Your first step is a trip to Long's Outpost. They've got everything you need. Pipes and fittings in all sizes for indoor and outdoor use. Lumber, insulation, hardware, hand and power tools, electrical supplies, paints, fasteners, outdoor items for your lawn, and so much more. Whether the job is residential or commercial, Long's Outpost has what you need. Long's Outpost, Route 164 between Martinsburg and Roaring Spring and on Dunnings Creek Road in Pleasantville. Be sure to like them on Facebook.
It's Long's Outpost.
When you want to buy fine jewelry, or if you have jewelry that's in need of repair, the only place to go is Dazzling Diamond. Dazzling Diamond Jewelry Repair is locally owned. They provide expert repair service, and they have a vast knowledge of the jewelry they sell. All repairs are done in-house with quick turnaround time, low prices, great selection, and quality service. Central Dragon School Pride Jewelry available too. Dazzling Diamond Jewelry Repair, 908 Spruce Street, Roaring Spring. Online at dazzlingdiamond.org.
WBRX, Crescent Altoona, a service of Leitner Communications. Mix 94.7.
Welcome back. We are in Grove City, in the burbs, just outside of beautiful downtown Grove City, as the Central Dragons have come out of the locker room in extremely white top uniforms with their numbers in gray trimmed in the scarlet of the Scarlet Dragons. And, of course, the red pants, waiting for Grove City to come onto the field. The cheerleaders had the sign up, caution, we are building champions. So that's kind of cute. We'll give them points for that.
There you go.
So anyway, waiting for them to come onto the field. And there are a lot of similarities between these two teams, the way their season started. And you look at, I see statistically, and we're going to have to wait to see Homan on the field, but there is a statistical similarity between Jeff Hohenstein and Homan. And it's going to be interesting to see who wins that battle on the field, Hunter Homan or Jeff Hohenstein.
Yeah, there is. And Grove City comes out with 151 yards in the air and 127 yards on the ground per game this season. That's the average. When you look at Central, they're at 267 yards in the air and 137 yards on the ground. So
and a lot of that 137 now average move came out of the last 5 games of the season.
Exactly. They were an air team when they first started the season, and they've switched over and got that improved line play. It's going to be a fast surface here tonight. It's 41 degrees. It's going to bottom out at about 37.
Yeah, the weather guy.
With a real field temperature, Dave, when we get out of here, 32. How about that adjective for the night?
Real field temperature. And see, he can use that because he actually works at AccuWeather. So that's good. He's allowed because that's trademarked, Exactly. Real field temperature is a trademark AccuWeather phrase.
Absolutely.
So anyway, the ceremonial coin toss is going on. I don't know if you caught the real coin toss, which always happens well before this. But they're going through that. The teams have been introduced, and the white hat steps in, ready to toss that coin, and we'll see what it comes up.
Always a little bit of strategy here. Do you want the ball to get a score on the board, or do you want to start the second half with the ball?
Well, it would appear as though Grove City won the toss and deferred to the second half. So it'll be Central getting the ball first, and they will be moving from right to left to start tonight's game here at Forker Field, the home of the Grove City Eagles. And right now, everyone's going to get ready, and we're going to hear the national anthem here at Forker Field. I think they're ready for some football here at Grove City. At least that's the way it seems.
That was a nice rendition here by the local band, by the home band. And as we said, Central's getting ready to receive. That'll be our right, looking out on the field here.
So this is something that normally Jeff Hohenstein gets to make this decision when they win the toss. And in this particular case, it was Grove City winning the toss. So they elected to defer to the second half. And here we are with the Central Dragons getting the ball to start tonight's game.
We're averaging about 13 yards per kickoff reception here on the run back. So we'll see if they can dial the nice return up here out of the kickoff.
Numbers are a little bit hard to read here in the Grove City uniforms. They're somewhat narrow. It's a good setting because you have a black uniform. They look like Penn Cambria, except Penn Cambria's numbers are blue, trimmed in white, and theirs are gold, trimmed in white. But they're a little narrower than what Penn Cambria's numbers are. So we will deal with that and try to learn about these young men as we go along. Of course, you have Jake Benton back for the Central Dragons, joined back there by Cade Rule. And before the kicker got to the ball, there was a ball that escaped from the sideline and made it onto the field. You could pull a hammy with something like that happening. Jeez, careful out there. Jacob Stuccio, the kickoff is away this time. And this is going to be fielded by Jake Benton. He's at the 5, the 10, the 15, the 20. Stutter step, goes sideways at the 20, now cuts it upfield. He's out over the 30 and dives. He'll be marked down at about the 33-yard line. And that will be Central ball 1st and 10.
Clayton Martin on the tackle, number 4 for the Grove City Eagles.
So 1st and 10, and we'll see what the Dragons have in store for us. The Grove City Eagles right out of the gate. It'll be interesting to see whether we try to get the rush game going or if we light them up right out of the gate. All right, Jeff Hohenstein with Hunter Smith back in the backfield with him. It's going to go off to Jeff's right. 2 wide either side. Hohenstein back to pass. Quick hit. Hunter Smith has it 30, 35. He's out near the 40-yard line. A nice gain right out of the gate as he picks up 7 to set up a 2nd down and 3.
That was a well-designed play. It went to the wide side of the field. Some good blocking down, and they'll have a 2nd and short.
2nd and short is always good. This gives you a chance to maybe get a little bit of that rush game into action here. Now, we are on the same side of the field as the Grove City fans, so you're going to hear a lot of pro Grove City chants here out of the stands. Hohenstein is going to hand it off to Cade Rule. Cade Rule is pulled down in the backfield. That is a strong tackle back there. And we had talked about Anthony Nemec when it comes to his offensive ability. And here he is making a big stop on Cade Rule on 2nd down and 3 and knocking him back about 3 yards to set up a 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, Nemec with 60 tackles, 31 solo on the year for the Eagles.
So the ball sits at the 37-yard line for the Dragons. 10:30 left to go. We're in the first quarter. Just underway here at Grove City. Hohenstein with Hunter Smith to his left. Fakes the pass and then throws to Eli Lingenfelder. He could catch a football in a phone booth. There is little to no doubt about it. Eli Lingenfelder is just a magician out there. He could take that show to Vegas, I think.
That's a nice catch by Eli. He's averaging 17 yards per catch. He's got 83 receptions on the year.
Gets out to the 46-yard line for a 1st down for the Central Dragons. First possession of the game. Grove City kicked off after winning the toss and deferring. Hohenstein with Hunter Smith to his left again. Stands up in the pocket, now gets chased out. Rolling to his right, looking downfield. He's going to carry the ball and get over midfield to about the 49-yard line. Now, something happened out of bounds, and I can't say for sure what this is. You're going to have to wait. Well, we don't know. We're not that close to that, It could be against Central. We've seen that happen. They're going to mark him out at the 48 of Grove City, and it is a personal foul, and it is against Grove City. So take 15 and add that on and put the Central Dragons in real good field position now. Inside the 35 at the 33 of Grove City, it's a first down. And that's something, if you're somebody that's playing Central, you don't want to be handing them yards.
Not this offense. Quick strike offense that they are.
So with a first down and 10, Jeff Owenstein hands it off to Hunter Smith. This time he comes to the left, trying to get around the corner, stops, and he's going to be tackled. After he gains about one, though, give him credit. I mean, Hunter couldn't have been dropped there for about a 1 or 2 yard loss, and instead he gains one. So it sets up a second down and 9.
Yeah, the Eagles strung that out along the line. Just couldn't get that cutback from Hunter.
Well, that's one of those. He was on his way over, and then he stopped. And that's one of the most dangerous things you can do when you're running, especially when there's pursuit. The pursuit quickly caught up to Hunter Smith and tackled him. But like I say, still, good job to get a positive play out of that. Second down and 9. Hohenstein back to pass. And he gets knocked out of the pocket again. Rolling to his right. He's going to turn it upfield. He's inside the 30 to the 25, maybe the 24. But I think they'll mark him out at the 25-yard line. Nice gainer for Jeff Hohenstein after being flushed out of the pocket. We're going to call that a third down and 2.
Yeah, it was good defense. They're in man-to-man coverage. Anytime you see that single free safety back there, the cornerbacks and the linebackers are all in man-to-man, and nobody was able to get open quickly for Jeff.
And Jeff has that ability to, once he can turn the corner when he starts running toward the sideline and turn that in a north-south direction, he's always getting good yardage. And in that case, he did there. Picked up 7. Third down and 2. Hunter Smith in motion, and now flags come in. And it's a false start on the Dragons. So that nice effort by Jeff Hohenstein. It's going to get not totally wiped away, but it'll be 5 yards further back to the 30-yard line. They need to get to the 23, so it's going to be a third down and 7.
Yeah, a little wiggle on that right side of the line. He just couldn't get set, and he pulled that first hand up, and they're going to flag that day.
Cade Rule comes out of the game now. And standing out there with him is Caden Fisher, I do believe. And it's going to be Hohenstein with the carry. Turns it upfield at the 30, gets to about the 28-yard line. Not quite good enough. It's going to set up a fourth down now. It's going to be a fourth down and about 5. So it's going to be a short 5, or you want to say it's a long 4, but I'm going to say it's a short 5. 4th and 5.
Let's see what Coach
8.5
up here.
left to go here. And coming into the game for the Dragons, Ryland Doherty. It's been a big receiver here toward the end of the season.
Shallon Yingling here.
Yeah, Shallon Yingling on the near side, 2 split wide, 3 wide to the right. Hohenstein claps his hands, steps back, has some time, gets sacked. Grove City with a sack early in the game. That one from Jesse McCoy. McCoy gets in there, and I don't think Jeff had any idea that he was even there.
No, he couldn't feel him. The big defensive tackle there, McCoy. And they turned the ball over. We haven't seen that too many times out of this offense.
No, that's for sure. Well, okay, lesson learned. Got that first series under your belt. You understand what Grove City is going to bring at you. And maybe this changes your attitude a little bit about how much of a rushing game you want to establish here so that you can have some more openings for those receivers downfield. What a bunch of people in the middle of the field. It's going to be the quarterback carrying the ball, and it's going to be Holman. He gets out near the 40-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 8, set up a second down and 2.
Yeah,
Hunter Holman.
He's averaging just under 14 yards a carry is Holman. So he's the big gun there, number 5.
Holman, 5'10", $175. He is a junior for the Grove City Eagles. And a nice carry on his first attempt here. Second down and 2. Holman rolling to his right. Lets it go. Pass is complete. And a big hit. It's incomplete. Eli Lingenfelder brought the lumber And that brought that pass play to an end. Gavin Lutz had it for a second. And then on impact, Eli Lingenfelder knocked that ball loose. And it will be a 3rd down and 2 now as the Dragon defense tries to stiffen up. Hurry up for Grove City here as they get set and ready to go. Homan in the shotgun. Fakes a handoff, now takes it himself, and he's going to, I think, lean forward enough for a 1st down.
We'll see if
Needed to get to the 42, and that seems to be where the side judges are headed to. Yeah, they mark it right at the 42. Instantaneously, the white hat looks over and says, Grove City 1st down. So it is a 1st down for the Eagles with 7:24 on a rolling clock in the 1st quarter and no score in the game.
Hurry up offense by the Eagles.
Eli Muthler in motion for the Dragons. And it's going to be Homan, quarterback draw as he gets out near the 45-yard line and is met rather quickly there and brought down. He's going to end up getting a gain of 4 on the play. So it'll be a 2nd and 6. Hunter Smith getting credit for the tackle on that play. That's a guy, I was going to mention this, and I will after, because Grove City is just going so fast.
Lightning speed here with his offense.
2nd down and 6. Is this a jet sweep? No, it's not. It's going to be a keep by Homan. Tackled early, and then he gets away from that. Wriggled right away from it. And Hunter Homan gets out near midfield. They'll mark him down at the 48-yard line. And that will set up a 3rd down and 4. So it's a gain of 1 there.
Ryan Clark on that stop as well. Or Jason Clark, rather, number 18 for the Dragons.
He's going back to the old Steeler days or what there? Ryan Clark.
Come out of nowhere.
Homan rolling to his right. Lets it go. Pass is complete this time. And being knocked out of bounds. It's a battle of the number 1s as Gavin Lutz caught the pass. Jake Benton comes up to knock him out of bounds, but not before Gavin Lutz is able to get 1st down yardage. It is 1st and 10 for Grove City at the Central 41. Nice drive unfolding here for Grove City.
Yeah, Lutz just hit his average with that reception, just under 15 yards per carry or per reception.
Grove City showing the big red dog offense where you run up to the line, then you look over and see what kind of signs they have up. So if you're a Penn State fan, you've seen that. That's why I call it the big red dog offense. Man in motion, Nemec, and he stops right beside his quarterback, and he fakes the handoff, and that pass complete to Lutz again. Gets away from one tackler and leans forward to about the 36-yard line. That is going to be a gain that is of 5 and set up a 2nd down and 5. This drive is going along rather nicely for the Grove City Eagles.
That was a nice RPO. He faked the handoff up the middle there. And
there's a lot of motion going on there, you know, bringing Nemec across. And, you know, it was a good fake on the handoff, too. We're in a position where we can read that a lot better than what the defense can, being off to the side. Man in motion. Nothing going on there, but there is a pass that is complete for a 1st down and more. Inside the 30 and brought down at the 25-yard line. It is Nathan Greer with another Grove City 1st down. Nathan Greer, 6'2" sophomore. Nathan Greer at that 6'2" height, just $150.
Back out it again. Here come the Eagles.
Homan
Straight
hands it off. There goes Nemec. He's inside the 10. Takes 3 Dragons to bring him down. And he is brought down at about the 7-yard line. 1st and goal for Grove City.
And Nemec, the big guy there, number 27 on stripe. Yeah. Homan gobbled the ball. He's going to be brought down for a sack.
Jeff Homan gets him in the backfield as they came up really quick. I was trying to take a break and see what you had to say, but I missed that play, and so it ends up being not a good one for Grove City as that loss goes back to the 12, a loss of 5. 2nd and goal from that point.
The clock continues to run. Dragons in man defense.
Homan steps back, and he has Nemec beside him to his right. Fakes the handoff again, goes toward the corner of the end zone. A little shove over there by Grove City, and the pass ends up falling incomplete. That was a little shove over there from Nathan Greer right before the ball got there. So I don't know if that would have been caught, if there may have been some laundry on the field or not.
Well, it was catchable, so we'll see how they let them play the rest of the game that way.
All right. It is now 3rd and goal from the 12. And it looks like Jeff Hohenstein may be called for offside. Yep. Encroachment.
First down.
Encroachment on Hohenstein.
A little aggressive,
So that'll move it up to the 7-yard line and set up a 3rd down and goal from that point. The way Grove City has been moving the football, you don't need to be helping them any, that's for sure. Man in motion. And it's Homan with the pass completion to Lutz. Lutz trying to get to the end zone, but he can't. Couple of Central Dragons there to pull him down. And coming up off the bottom of the pile, Jeff Hohenstein with the stop at the 5-yard line.
that was a nice athletic move. No gain on the play. Brings up a 4th down. So
4th and goal from the 5. And the thing about this is I watched the field goal kicker for Grove City in the pregame. He's good. I mean, he's got distance and accuracy, but that's not going to be the route they pursue here. They're going to go for the touchdown on 4th down and 5. And there's Homan's pass, and it's caught, and he dropped it going down. It's incomplete, and the Dragons take over on downs.
Well, that was good defensive effort there on that pass. And again, he tried that fade, 3 passes on that series, Dave. So they must have seen something on that fade.
Well, the one thing is I think the receiver, and I think that's Greer over on that side, I think Greer probably got a little bit of a talking to, although they went down the field so quickly. But I think Greer, it was mentioned to him by his coaches, hey, you can't be shoving off like that, because that one time was clear.
Yeah.
Offensive pass interference was not called by the referees because the pass was not caught, I think. All right, standing right at the goal line to take the snap, Jeff Hohenstein back in his end zone. Lets it go. Pass is complete. Ryland Doherty out over the 10 to about the 13-yard line. Couple of Eagles there to meet him and take him out of bounds. And one of those Eagles, we talked about him, Hunter Homan.
It's a nice 9-yard pickup on that pass to the near sideline.
Yes, it was. 2nd down and a yard, and I think this will be a more down-to-business kind of drive for the Dragons this time around.
Well, they got a little breathing room on that pass here, and they can be patient. No score in the contest.
2nd and 1. Hohenstein takes the snap, has to let it go quickly, and he's got the 1st down. And a whole lot more. Ryland Doherty gets out to the 40-yard line and steps out of bounds. It is a Central 1st down with 3:27 left to go in the 1st quarter and no score in the game.
He had a lot of green in front of him. He brought that in. Ryland Doherty, the big 6'1" senior.
Well, this is the one thing that we've noticed as the season has gone on. There's been a lot of different players here. It was a lot of the Hohenstein to Lingenfelder connection for a lot of the beginning of the season, but you've seen Doherty getting his chances. You've seen Jason Clark getting his chances. Shallon Yingling here in recent weeks doing very well. Hohenstein is going to run, and he takes it over the right side, 45-50, and gets tripped up by the opposing quarterback as he gets to midfield. Hunter Homan and Jeff Hohenstein, I guess you could probably say it about both of those guys. They're everywhere.
Yeah, you could change uniforms. They would step in for each other. That's how close they are in proximity.
Yeah, kind of. Now, I did not see the Patrick Mahomes little dart throw that Jeff Hohenstein can do, but we'll see. That may be in Hunter Homan's arsenal. We don't know. Hohenstein quickly releases, pass complete to Lingenfelder, gets away from one tackler. He's over the 40, still going forward. 1st down.
That's yards
Eli
after the
Lingenfelder
catch.
was stopped short of the 1st down. He kept fighting, got to the 37 of Grove City. That is good for another Central 1st down. And as I suspected, after that nice hold by the defense on Grove City, you were going to see a little bit more business-like approach here offensively for the Dragons. No score in the game, and 2:32 left here in the 1st quarter. Hohenstein with Hunter Smith to his right. Hohenstein, half a step back. Now he gets flushed away from the pocket. Lets it go down the far sideline, and it's incomplete.
Yeah,
That
he got rid of that. Yeah.
could have been intended for a number of people over there, but I think that was just him getting rid of the football at that point.
That was a good no sack. Let's get this one out of bounds. Stop the clock. We can regroup here for second down.
Second down and 10, and the ball is at the 37-yard line of Grove City. Central got just a little bit further than this on their first possession of the night. Grove City with a much deeper red zone penetration against Central. And there goes Cade Rule. Rule goes out over the 35 and is brought down at about the 33-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of about, we're going to call that 4. So it's a third down and 6 now for the Dragons.
Well, it's a manageable third down. You're in 4-down territory here as well, Dave. So,
all right, it is Jeff Hohenstein. Hunter Smith to his right. And he goes back to pass. Looks, and he goes down the middle of the field. Flag comes in, but that's back here where there's holding. So that's probably going to be a hold against Central as the side judge reaches in to show that to the white hat. And so that is going to, and they come over then to talk to the head coach of Grove City, Mr. Mowry.
So they're going to decline the penalty. They're going to make it 4th down. And if Jeff had a do-over there, Shallon Yingling was open on a post pattern. I'm sure the coaches saw that upstairs.
Yeah, they're going to see that, but I don't know if he has the time to see that. That's one of the things I got to give Grove City a lot of credit because they're putting the pressure. They're bringing the heat to Jeff Hohenstein here tonight. Incomplete pass. Stop the clock at 1:38 left to go in the first quarter. In a scoreless first quarter, I might add. Second possession of the night for Central. Cade Rule to the left of Jeff Hohenstein this time. Hunter Smith in motion. No false start that time. Here's Hohenstein. Throws it down the near sideline. Instead goes into the middle of the field. The pass is caught, and they're going to say he was down because what happened there was Dalton Metzger caught the pass, and he rolled. Nobody had touched him, but he popped up and ran into the end zone. They marked him back where he rolled down, but the gain is good for a Central first down. And actually, Jeff had 2 choices there on this side of the field.
Yeah, he hit that nice open spot that was open to play before. And so you got to go similar type play, and they'll set 1st and goal here.
Once again, another receiver that has stepped up big here in the latter part of the season. All right, Cade Rule to the left of Jeff Hohenstein. In a slot there, it's Hunter Smith. And the handoff goes to Cade Rule. Turns the corner, makes a dive down to about the 8-yard line.
Wasn't going to
Looked
get
like
caught.
He was on the swim team taking a dive off the board there.
Yeah, we give him a hard 2 on that one, Dave.
Wow. He ends up getting, as you say, Lou, that hard 2 for a 2nd down and 8. And the clock continues to tick down. Probably one more play left here in quarter number 1. The ball at the 10-yard line. 30 seconds left. As Jeff Hohenstein steps up. It's going to have Hunter Smith to the left this time. 2 wide left. And you have Eli Lingenfelder in motion. Hohenstein throws to Lingenfelder, slips and falls down inside the 10 to about maybe the 7. I don't know if they'll give him the 6. I think it's going to be the 7. So he's going to pick up about 3 there and set up a 3rd down and 5. And we'll pick this action up right after we take a commercial timeout. The score at the end of the first quarter and the PIAA AAA quarterfinal game is Grove City 0, Central 0. Back after this on Mix 94.7.
Your one-stop store for livestock feed is Garland Supply in Martinsburg. Garland Supply has a great selection of cowbach, livestock feed for chickens, goats, rabbits, pigs, calves, and more, and quality pet foods from Victor Fromm and Wholesome, along with a large selection of pet toys and treats. Garland Supply takes great pride in maintaining the athletic fields used by the Central Scarlet Dragons. Garland Supply is now your headquarters for Dragon Athletic Apparel. Show your Central pride. Garland Supply, 3961 Cove Mountain Road, Martinsburg. Call 814-793-2432.
If you've been thinking about switching to a credit union, consider Morrison's Cove First Federal Credit Union. Morrison's Cove First Federal Credit Union is a member-owned and controlled financial institution. Member services include e-statements, electronic bill pay, mobile banking, and much more. more. Call 814-224-2744 or toll free 800-224-5382. They're located at 7533 Woodbury Pike in Roaring Spring. Their lobby is open Monday through Wednesday and Friday from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Thursday 9 to 6. Morrison's Cove First Federal Credit Union.
This is Central Dragon Football on Mix 94.7.
Back in the burbs of Grove City, Dave Shannon, Lou Seidel with Central Scarlet Dragons football. And, you know, we get to come to these places because of fine folks like this.
That would be our friends at Culligan Water Systems of Altoona, ARC Federal Credit Union, Pacifico Bakery and Best Way Pizza Greenwood, Altoona and Hollidaysburg, bringing you tonight's Scarlet Dragon action.
They are the WRTA sportsmen. When you hear sports on any of the Leitner communication stations, they are in ball. So you have Hohenstein back there in the gun, and he has Cade Rule to his right. Rule bumps into him, but never mind. How about this? Hohenstein just throws to Hunter Smith like there's just nothing to it right there in the middle of the end zone, wide open, and Central takes the lead in the game, scoring the touchdown. Hohenstein to Hunter Smith. It is 6-0 Dragons.
That was a quick flip there, and there was no wasted effort there whatsoever. Let's see what Smith does with the PAT here.
Well, as I referred to it, a more business-like approach on that entire drive, and that last play was somewhat indicative of that. Eli Lingenfelder holds for Hunter Smith. There's the spot. The kick is up. The kick is good. And Central leads Grove City by a score of 7-0 as we're just underway in the second quarter here at Grove City. What a great drive.
It was.
That started at the 5, right?
It did start at the 5-yard line. We'd also like to thank additional sponsors bringing you tonight's contest: Leidy's Home Furnishings, Horvath Chemical and Supply, Morrison's Cove First Federal Credit Union, Long's Outpost, Pacifico Bakery, Allied Milk Producers, Gartland Supply and Country Store, Dazzling Diamonds, Dragon's Den Pizza, That Pierogi Guy, Roaring Spring True Value, Cove Lumber, and McCoy's Lawn and Garden. Additional sponsors bringing you tonight's Scarlet Dragon football. And stay tuned at halftime for the Irwin Financial Halftime Show. We'll have some of the playoff scores from around the area. And we'll
Seriously? That ought to take about 2 seconds.
A couple of them.
Jeez. We're down to the Elite 8 here. There's not going to be that many scores.
Indeed there is. So that's brought to you by our friends at Irwin Financial.
All right. As a matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and burst your bubble right
Dial
here.
them up. There was a couple going on.
Find out what's going on in that Avonworth
State College, game. Avonworth, and Bishop Guilfoyle.
Avonworth, the Avonworth Bethel Park game has big implications for us, of course. And last we checked, Bethel Park was up by 10 in that game. Here's the kickoff and a high end over-ender that's fielded at the 11-yard line out over the 20. And quickly taken down after getting over the 20. That return came to a sudden end for Gavin Lutz. And so it will be Grove City with a first down. And they mark him down there at the 23-yard line. We'll give him.
Let's see what's happening. Got a whistle on the field.
Yeah, lots of whistles. A lot of tweets going on there. And we're not talking Twitter either. Okay, they want the play clock reset. So it's been reset to 25. And
there we go. All right. Should be underway here.
All right, we're going to take a look at that game in progress. Okay, 1st and 10, the ball at the 23. Here we go. Bell Vernon defeated Avonworth 24-7, so that score's out of the way. See you bye. Avonworth is next on the agenda. And it is a run play this time around for Grove City. Not that much happening that time for Anthony Nemec. It's got to make the Dragons defense feel pretty good.
That's a 1-yard gain, and defense swarmed on that.
2nd down and 9 now for Grove City. Their second possession of the night. Central's second possession, resulting in a touchdown. Hunter Holman, pump fake, and now he's going to be sacked.
He's going to be
Hunter
sacked.
Holman taken down in the backfield. One of the Dragons back there, Caden Fisher.
Yeah, you like the defensive effort there by Fisher as well, followed up with Wyatt Holsinger as well defensively.
Let me just take a quick look here at number of tackles. Caden Fisher does have 37 solos this year, averaging 5 tackles per game. Man in motion, Gavin Lutz. And here's the pass from Holman. And the pass is caught by Greer. What a catch.
Yeah, he's going to have
Nathan Greer with a catch in front of the Grove City sidelines. He catches it at the 33. And that is the exact distance they needed for that first down. 1st and 10 for Grove City. We're in the second quarter, and Central leads 7-0. This time it's going to be Holman on a carry, and I'll tell you what, there was a good discussion went over on that sideline of Central because those holes that were there in that first drive seem to be missing right now.
Yeah, Cade Fisher from his defensive end position just gobbled that up, number 25 for the Dragons.
So back-to-backs then for Fisher as we go under 10 minutes left to go here in the first half. Hunter Holman. They listed that as a no gain. They marked him down right at the line. Here's the pass. It's away. It's intercepted. Jeff Owens. No, it's not Jeff. That is Eli Muthler with the interception.
Comes up from his center field position there, defensive safety, and he played that very well.
Celebrate, young man. Let me tell you, that's a 6'3", 161-pound sophomore. So you got to like the way the future kind of looks for Central when you got guys like that playing defense.
Yeah, and he's also a quarterback, and we've seen him run the offense there as well.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a quick timeout for an injury on the field. We want to thank, again, some more of our sponsors there. It would be our friends at Leidy's Home Furnishings.
Oh, my. That was Holman, by the way. For
Chemical and Supply, exactly. That's a big loss. Holman's banged up. Morrison's Cove, First Federal Credit Union, Long's Outpost, Pacifico Bakery, Allied Milk Producers, Cartland Supply and Country Store, Dazzling Diamonds, Dragon's Den Pizza, That Pierogi Guy, Roaring Spring True Value, Cove Lumber, and McCoy's Lawn and Garden bringing you tonight Scarlet Dragon football.
By the way, I think I incorrectly said Bethel Park. It's not Bethel Park, who just beat Avonworth. It's Bell Vernon. Bell Vernon with the win easily, 24-7. Hohenstein with the ball. Throws it. Pass is complete, wide open, standing in front of the Central sideline. It was Eli Lingenfelder. He's a magician, I'm telling you. He just manages to get open in areas that you don't expect him to be open in. He gets down to the 34 of Grove City.
And he's a guy that has yards after the catch. Definitely runs well with the ball.
Talk about taking the show on the road. He brought it into the suburbs of Grove City tonight. 34-yard line. And you hear the Grove City fans imploring their defense to try to get a stop here. Jeff Hohenstein, quarterback, Hunter Smith to his left. Fakes the handoff to Smith. Now has to roll to his left. Pocket collapses and Jeff is sacked. And there is a flag on the play on the far side of the field.
Might have a holding out there too. That was an inside fake on the handoff. It was an RPO, and Jeff wanted to run around the near side of the field. So it took a long time to develop there, Dave.
Yeah, that was almost like Grove City was in the playbook of the Dragons. And so the penalty is against Central. It's declined. So the loss takes it back to the 41. And it will be a second down now. And we'll call that 17. Second and 17 with the ball at the 41. They need to get to the 24-yard line. All right, down to 8:45 left to go. We're in the first half. Central's up 7-0. Trying to get points off of the turnover, a big turnover. An interception by Eli Muthler. There goes Cade Rule. And he eventually squirts out and rolls like a bowling ball to about the 35-yard line. No, they're going to mark him well short of that, though. They only give him the 7-yard line.
About 3 on the run. He had to make up 6 to get it back to the original line of scrimmage.
It's going to be a 3rd down and 13. As this is something you don't want to let these points get away here. You get a great turnover like that, you force the turnover, you want to turn it into points. Hohenstein rolling to his right, looks down the near sideline. Pass is complete to Eli Lingenfelder. Inside the 25-yard line to the 24, just enough for a Central first down.
Wow, that was a good catch. Rolls over, maintains possession.
And none of this comes as a surprise. We're spoiled. We're spoiled watching that connection here. We talked to Dave Baker about it in the pregame show, and we feel very fortunate to have watched this combination over the course of a couple of seasons now. And this season in particular seemed to be that much better.
Just trust in each other. That's what they do, Dave.
Hunter Smith to the left of Jeff Hohenstein in the gun. It's going to be Hohenstein with the carry. He's inside the 15 and will be brought down at about the 11-yard line. Jeff Hohenstein with a burst of speed ends up picking up 14 on the play and setting up a 1st and 10. Well, they marked him down a little bit earlier than what I thought they were going to. They're going to give him looks like the 12-yard line on that. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 12.
That was his version of the quarterback draw as well. He saw that opening, just tucked it and went.
Clock rolling, getting down to about 7 minutes left to go in the first half. A 7-0 Central lead. Hohenstein. Motion goes to Hunter Smith to the left. Now he turns it upfield, gets inside the 10. And, of course, he's always trying to get further down the field. And he ends up carrying a couple of Grove City players out of bounds with him. It's going to end up picking up probably almost 5 on that carry as he gets inside the 10 to about the 9.
Yeah, looking for that wall of blockers on the wide side of the
We'll give him
field.
4.
Yeah, and that one took a little time to develop as well. So we'll see what coaches are setting up for here. Maybe one of those sprint draws, maybe some motion, something off tackle, Dave.
And in the backfield, it's Caden Fisher with Jeff Hohenstein. Hohenstein is going to use Fisher as a block. They grab a hold of his jersey, can't bring him down. He gets inside the 5 to about the 4. And it's going to be 3rd and really short here.
Well, clock continues to run. This is a good sustained drive for the Scarlet Dragons, really being patient with this. And as you said, we want to get something in the end zone here.
3rd down, a long yard to go. 6:19 left to go in the first half, a 7-0 Central lead. So it's another big 3rd down play. Central has risen to the occasion most of the time here tonight. Hand off to Cade Rule. 1st down and more. Is he in? Touchdown. Cade Rule utilizes the middle of the field, goes off the left tackle position and gets it into the end zone to make it Central 13 and Grove City nothing.
Well blocked up front by the big guys, and we'll see if Smith can knock the point after in.
Hunter Smith trying to make it a 14-0 game. Eli Lingenfelder with a little housekeeping duties on the belt there on the pants. Good job, Eli. There's a spot. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And it makes the score Central 14 and Grove City nothing. That was one, Lou, I really thought because of the turnover there, you want to turn that into points. They took advantage of it, and that's exactly what they did.
No, that was key because, they deferred, and so the Eagles have the opening kickoff to start second half action. So that's why that score was very important. And now a stop here before the halftime would be very good.
A stop
for
and
the Dragons.
another scoring drive for Central would be huge.
Yeah, so they've done a good job here, and we are here. It's a fast field. It's a very clean play tonight. Everybody's really hustling. Both offenses clicking as they're not wasting a lot of time. Very quick with each other.
Well, I'd expect it to be clean. It rained last night. You'd think it'd be clean at this point. All right, Hunter Smith's going to come out and kick the football somewhere.
Yeah, he's going to
in
be
some way.
all serious. He's moving it to the near hash, so we'll see what he does.
Okay, is it going to be a worm burner or something of that nature? Is what I'm calling for. Because I'll tell you what, they got some returners there at Grove City, and I don't think you want to be fielding a kickoff.
You want to minimize their opportunities there.
Yeah, that you do. Hunter Smith with kickoffs this year is averaging 45 per kick. And he still gets it up in the air. It's an end over end, and that's going to be that little pooch kick. Handled at the 19-yard line by Nathan Greer. Greer's still on his feet. Gets out over the 30 and will be brought down near the 35-yard line. So I don't know that was the best way to go on that particular play. So he gets to the 35, and it will be 1st and 10 for Grove City. I'm thinking they got to go worm burner. Either worm burner or line drive, which I know Hunter can do both of those.
Yeah.
Very well, I might add. So can the D rise again? Can the D make something else happen and get another turnover? Central up 14-0, 5:52 left, first half. Pass is tipped, but it is complete. That's Nemec. Nemec gets out over the 40 to about the 42, maybe just the 41. That's what they get him, the 41-yard line. So that's going to be gain of 6 and a 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, it was a nice play. It was well blocked, and Fisher did get a hand on that. Cade with missed that by an inch of swatting that to the ground.
That's one of the things they know to do at Central is swat things. And there's a pass. It is complete, and this time it is complete to Nathan Greer. Greer has enough for a Grove City first down out to the 48-yard line. So it is 1st and 10 now for Grove City as they go into the Big Red Dog offense and stand and stare at the sideline.
And Central's keeping everything in front of them, man-to-man on the wide receivers here for the Eagles.
And that flag comes in. Yeah, a little bit of motion on that one. It's kind of funny, too. I love the way that Hunter Homan signals that he's getting ready. You know, a lot of quarterbacks lift their leg up and stomp. And he does this thing. He looks like he's trying to open the hatch on an SUV where you wave your foot under the bumper and you get the hatch to go up. That's what his signal is. I don't know, to each his own. Whatever works. The guys see it. They know what it means.
Indeed. Here come the Eagles.
I know that foot wave motion because I do that all the time with my SUV. And there's Homan's pass. It is complete. And a good gainer out over midfield into Central territory goes Gavin Lutz. He is eventually taken down over on the far side of the field by Cade Fisher. So Cade Fisher coming on here defensively in this second quarter for the Dragons.
Yeah, he's flying to the ball here, and quick offense here by the Eagles.
Going to be a 2nd down and a short 6 here for Grove City with the ball at the Central 48. And there's Homan back to pass. Lets it go. Pass complete to Greer. Oh, just getting a hold of the jersey and ripping him down. That is a nice stop out there by Dalton Metzger. So Metzger grabs a hold of that jersey and brings him down. Not before, though, the Greer gets a first down. It's 1st and 10 at the Central 37-yard line.
Yeah, these quick hitting passes here for the Eagles, marching the ball down the field.
Man in motion is Greer, stops. And now rolling out, going back to Greer. He reversed after he stopped there, starts down the sideline, avoided one tackle. That time Dalton Metzger could not bring him down, and it ends up falling in the hands of Hunter Smith and Eli Lingenfelder to get him out of bounds, and they do, but not before he gets another first down. So now Grove City, you talk about a business-like kind of drive. They're on one of those right now. Hunter Homan hands the ball off to Nemec. Nemec gets inside the 25 to about the 26 maybe. Let's see exactly where they mark him. I think it's, I'm sorry, I said 26. I meant 21, but it's going to be marked down at the 22. So that's going to be a gain of 3. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Here's the pass. Homan's pass is complete to Nemec this time. Inside the 20, inside the 15, ridden down and out of bounds on the far side of the field by Jake Benton. But the gain is good for another Grove City first down. The Eagles are flying.
Yeah, quick strike offense here. Everything at the line of scrimmage happening, and Central's going to have to dig in here.
Time rolling off the clock here. We're down to 3:10, but it's not the kind of time rolling off the clock the Eagles, or rather the Dragons, want to see. Homan with a pass too tall for Greer.
Yeah, he threw into double coverage there, too.
So that will stop the clock. See, the big worry here is here, Lou, if they go ahead and score and then they get the ball to start the second half. I mean, you're talking about a major momentum shift.
Right.
If they're able to do something with the ball in the second half. And there's that little idea in the back of your mind, let them score now and then take the ball yourself and go downfield and score on your own. Pass incomplete. So suddenly this drive has stalled a bit as they get into the red zone with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, that was not a long pass. It was on the near hash to the near sideline, so not a lot of distance there, just an inaccurate throw.
Hunter Homan, the quarterback, takes the snap and now throws toward the end zone. Too tall and almost intercepted. Jeff Hohenstein had a shot at it. Eli Muthler was trying to get another takeaway.
Yeah,
he couldn't come up with it either.
So we'll bring up a fourth down here quickly here for the Eagles.
This is big for Central to definitely keep them out of the end zone because they are going to go for this on fourth down. It is 4th and 10. Homan, empty set backfield. 3 wide left, 1 wide right. Homan dropped the snap, picks it up, now rolls to his left, cuts it up the middle of the field, and he'll get inside the 5 to about the 2, maybe the 2.5, the old extra point line.
Let's see where they bring him down
on the field.
He might not have gotten the first, depending upon where that knee is.
Well, that's a good point.
First down.
Central has held.
Yeah, his knee hit and
of the ball
kind of bounced forward.
Was right there at that extra point mark. They needed to get to the 2, and you know how close that is. That's a half yard.
Yep, that was a good defensive effort by the Dragons.
So a call by the officials set the Dragons up for a potential drive here at the end of the first half, which they could really use because I'm still saying there's a lot of momentum on the side of Grove City at this point.
Yeah, they were doing that sideline toss real good, getting those 7-8 yard chunk plays.
All right, here goes Jeff Hohenstein and company out of the end zone. Hohenstein is going to run it out of the end zone and barely get back to the line of scrimmage, keeps fighting, but then gets pushed back. They may give him a gain of maybe a yard there, may get him out to the 4. And nope, all they did was flip the number on the down marker to a 2 with no change in the spot. It is 2nd down and 10. Hunter Smith comes out of the game. So we'll see if that signals anything about what this next play is going to be.
Well, you're going to have 5 receivers in here. Might have an empty backfield, Dave.
Nope, he's going to have Cade Roll back there with him, at least at the start here. Cade will be to the right of Jeff Hohenstein. Takes the snap, standing in his end zone, lets it go. Complete, Eli Lingenfelder, 20, 25, 30, still on his feet, brought down at the 32-yard line. The Magician with another big play brought down by Nathan Boyd of Grove City. And it is a Central first down. 1st and 10 at their own 32. 30-yard gain. A lot of that run after catch. At least half of it. Yeah. So the Dragons on the move here. They have a minute 42 left to go. And Coach Baker may want to think about using those timeouts and getting these points out of the end of this first half. Hunter Smith is in motion to the right. He's going to take the pass from Hohenstein. He gets over the 35, literally bowls over one of the Grove City Eagles, and is brought down then eventually at the 40-yard line, and a timeout is called by Central. That's something they needed to do. I mean, you want to take advantage of this situation, get a big play from Lingenfelder like that. You want to keep that momentum going and try to get the points in the end zone if you can.
We'd like to thank our friends at Culligan Water Systems of Altoona, ARC Federal Credit Union, Pacifico Bakery, Best Way Pizza Greenwood, Altoona, and Hollidaysburg. They are some of our WRTA sportsmen. Stay tuned for halftime. We'll have a couple of scores here in playoff action, a couple of stats from the first half action, and looking forward to bringing that to you. Our friends from Irwin Financial providing the halftime show. And again, it's been a doozy here in first half action, Dave.
Well, Bell Vernon going to be the competition for whoever wins this game. And back at Manchester Park in Altoona, it's Bishop Guilfoyle and Southern Columbia knotted up at 7. That game in the second quarter at Mansion Park. It's going to be 2nd down and 2 here out of the timeout taken by Central. And the Grove City fans trying to cheer their Eagles on here and get a defensive stop out of them. All right. Timeout is over. Short side of the field is the near side of the field for the Dragons. Over here in front of us, Ryland Doherty and Shalyn Yingling. Hunter Smith rolls to his left, and once again. Well, I'll tell you what, this is something we talked about a little bit last week, and it's something that Central needs to get out of their system like immediately. At this point in the season, you would hope that those wouldn't happen very often, but they seem, and I don't know exactly what the frequency rate is, but it seems as though they're happening a lot more often.
Yeah, it was
certainly than what you'd like at this time of the year.
Ben Lovett in there, number 56, the junior, on that tackle position. A little wiggle.
Okay, 1:19 left to go. Smith takes off to the left again. Hohenstein looks that way and now throws in the near sideline complete to Ryland Doherty. And Doherty is knocked out of bounds at about the 37, maybe the 38. They'll give him the 38-yard line.
Yeah,
they need to get to the 42, so that sets up a 3rd down and 4. Quickly up to the line now come the Central Dragons. Get everybody spread out. 55 seconds left to go. They're set. Hohenstein, the ball carrier, he's going to get close to and get the 1st down. They'll mark him down at the 43-yard line. That's one more than what he needed, and it is a Central 1st down. Immediately a timeout is called after they signaled the 1st down. Good call by the coaches. I guess they wanted to make sure that was going to be 1st down yardage. It was, and let's see what they come up with out of this timeout.
You know, and Dave, nothing is more exciting or heartwarming than seeing your child or grandchild overcome their fears and step into the competitive arena. It can be even better if they're chosen as the Appalachian Running Company Youth Sports Star of the Week. Nominate a Youth Sports Star of the Week right now by going to lightnercommunications.com. Click on the Youth Sports Star graphic, fill out the form, and we'd like to have special thanks to Shields Trophy at Union Avenue, Altoona, for providing the great-looking award. That's the Youth Sports Star.
Well, the District 6 6A champs, the State College Little Lions, are leading North Allegheny 21-0. That game is in the second quarter at Memorial Field in State College. How do you get those games that close to home anyway?
I don't know.
Explain that to me.
It seems like we've been on the road tour for a while.
Man. Well, at least we didn't have to go to Steelton High Spire.
Sit on the concrete.
Oh, man. 1st and 10, Central ball at their own 43-yard line, up 14-0, trying to add points here before the first half comes to an end. Hohenstein back to pass. Gets flushed out of the pocket, running for his life, turns it upfield. He's at the 45, he's in midfield, and he dives out of bounds. He's going to dive out of bounds at the 49 of Grove City. It stops the clock and gets them within 2 yards of another 1st down. And it only took a minimal amount of time off the clock, 39 seconds remaining. Nice effort there by Hohenstein, especially Lou when he got to the side and made that dive to make sure he got out of bounds
to stop the clock. Yeah, just good all-around presence, good athlete, as we've been talking about all year. And some of those
for
things
2 years,
are
really.
Just intuitive. He just does such a good job.
It is amazing to watch. It is 2nd down and 2. There goes Hunter Smith to the left again. Hohenstein looks that way, not going to go there. Pocket collapses, and a flag comes in the area of holding, probably what it is, despite the fact that the pass was completed. Would have been enough for a first down. However, that is not what is going to happen, as that's a hold against the Dragons. Jason Clark with the catch. Or what? Nope. No, that was Jason. Jason with the catch, but that's all for naught, as they have the flag for holding right at the original line of scrimmage there at the 43, and they're going to take it back 10 from there. So that'll take it back. Well, they didn't take it back from there. Oh, no.
That's a fuzzy one there.
No, that's the fuzzy down marker guy. The down marker guy's a little fuzzy over there because it was dropped right at the 43, so you can back 10 from there. That's what normally you set off when you're marking a holding penalty off. We got everything set. We're good. Second down 20. Hohenstein in the shotgun, takes a snap, rolls to his left this time. Hunter Smith stays for blocking purposes, and now it's Hohenstein flushed out of the pocket. Gets it away, though. Pass is complete, and that will be Jason Clark with a reception. He'll get to the 40-yard line. Didn't lose yardage, didn't gain a lot either, and that'll set up a third down. From the 39-yard line, they need to get to the Grove City 47. And who is that? Grove City with that timeout? No.
Central took that timeout.
Central took it, and they now have exhausted their first half timeouts. There's 19 seconds left to go in the first half, and it is Central 14, Grove City nothing.
That's a good use of the timeout there.
Sure.
It's going to give the kids a blow. It's going to stop the momentum of the defense. They were in shutdown mode there and really causing havoc, and they're just playing tough. You know, the Eagles are here to play. They didn't get here by any easy stretch of the imagination. So it's going to come down to a very hard-fought second-half contest here, Dave.
And one of the things I have to say, this is looking a little bit like the Richland game as far as what the Dragons were up against in that game. And that was the game that left Jeff Hohenstein 2 seconds or left to get less, that is, to get rid of the football. And that's where he is right now. Grove City is coming hard. Man in motion, Dalton Metzger. And it is a pass that is complete. They pitch it back to Cade Rule, and Rule is brought down at the 46-yard line. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. And I do believe Grove City calls timeout because Central didn't have any left. So that'll be their first of the first half. 10 seconds left to go. Maybe they feel like they can take a punt and maybe do something with it.
One or two shots to the end zone.
Yeah.
They dialed up the hook and lateral.
Yeah.
And
ill-conceived
because there just wasn't enough room over there. And
No.
he threw the lateral a little bit too quick.
Yeah.
The defense did not pursue on the initial reception. And so it left Cade there with nowhere to go.
All right, it is fourth down. And they have a total of 7 yards to go. That holding penalty really hurt that possession here at the end. They were able to move out, get out of the shadow of the goalpost again, and make their way out to here, but then that was all that was left in the tank as we come to the end of the first half. Once again, 10 seconds left, and as we know, a whole lot can happen in 10 seconds.
Sure can.
Let's see what the choice of punt style is for Hunter Smith here, as we have Gavin Lutz back for Grove City.
And Hunter's been averaging 36 yards per punt.
And
He's
Lutz,
holding the ball. He's just taking it there, and now he kicks it away. He
it took a lot
off
of
the
time
clock.
off the clock, kicks it away, hits it about the 28-yard line, 27, and goes out of bounds. And you know what? Hunter Smith exhausted the clock.
That's an
What a
outstanding
play.
play.
What a
Because
play.
they didn't rush. They
No.
just stood there.
No, they were set up for the big return for Gavin Lutz. Hunter Smith outsmarted them, hung on to the football, let the clock run down and out, and kicked that ball out of bounds just to make sure that Gavin Lutz didn't get a touch on that and try to take it back all the way. So definitely momentum on the shift right here toward Grove City. We'll see how the second half plays out. But the first half played out just fine, thank you, for Central. At the end of one half here in Grove City, the score, Dragons 14 and the Eagles nothing. Back with more after this on Mix 94.7. All right, we're going to move on to the next highlight now.
And that's a rushing touchdown for Central.
Central has risen to the occasion most of the time here tonight. Hand off to Cade Roll. First down and more. Is he in?
Touchdown.
Touchdown. Cade Roll utilizes the middle of the field, goes off the left tackle position and gets it into the end zone to make it Central 13 and Grove City nothing. So it's another big third down play. Eli Mutler had that big interception for Central that eventually led to the score. And I don't know, Jay, you may be having trouble getting that one together. That's okay. But it was a big-time interception. And then the response by the offense then to take it down the field and Cade Rule to finish it off there with that touchdown. Because that was one where the way the game was going and there was no clear momentum in the game at that point. And you felt since they got that interception, they really needed to turn that into points, and they did.
Yeah, they played some good team offense. They mixed it up well in the air and on the ground. And Jeff became the field general that he is, directing that offense, with the insight from the sidelines and from the coaches.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is something to watch, and it's always something. He and Eli Lingenfelder as well. As I said during the first half play-by-play, I think Lingenfelder could take that show to Vegas, and he'd book any one of those clubs in Vegas every night with the Eli Lingenfelder Magic Act, because so much of what he pulls off on the field is just about like a magician.
Well, they've been playing together for such a long time. There's a little bit of sandlot involved in there. There's a whole lot of trust and faith. When Jeff lets some of those balls go, he puts it in a place where Eli's the only one who can get it and comes down with it, 80% of the time.
Yeah, and Eli is, if you want to call him a high pointer or, the helmet guy, saw some kids doing that over the last couple of weeks, and that's what he is. He's that guy that goes up and gets it and brings it down and hangs on to it. There are some guys that go up there and bring it down but don't hang on to it.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I have very seldom seen. It does happen. Eli Lingenfelder is not perfect, but he's pretty darn good.
Well, he's got that big frame. He's 6'1". He started the year at 179 pounds, but he's got that big wingspan, those big hands. And you're right. He comes down. He holds on to the ball. He's not coughed it up many times this year as well. And he's high pointing the ball, as you said. It's at that peak where he's above that defender, Dave, and bringing it down. And it's that pitch and catch. It's that trust. And they've been doing this, they being, Mr. Hohenstein and Mr. Lingenfelder. They've been doing this for a couple of years.
Yeah, they have. And you can tell that's something. There's just almost a telepathy. I said to Dave Baker there in the pregame show about the fact that it almost seems that way because there are times when Jeff goes back to pass, and I know he does not see where Eli is on the field. He just lets it go to a certain area on the field, and he knows that Eli Lingenfelder is going to be there. That's just that they've scored so many touchdowns that way that, one of the things that's kind of easy for us here, we've got a decent amount of height here at the Grove City High School field, at Forker Field. And so we can see real easy. You get down there on the field, and you got to remember, too, that Jeff Hohenstein's at 5'10", $174. So Jeff is not super short, but he's not real tall either. And there are times, depending on the opposition, I can guarantee you he cannot see Eli Lingenfelder.
Now he's just putting it in a place where only Eli can get it. And it's almost like you said, that telepathy. But that comes from the unity of playing together, of trusting one another.
Yep.
And Jeff does that with the rest of the receiving corps as well.
Oh, yeah.
When you look at Yingling, you look at Clark, you look at Rule out of the backfield, Smith out of the backfield. They have that telepathy with Jeff, with Jeff Hohenstein, that he's going to give it in the best possible situation where they can come down with it and make those big plays, and they've done that consistently, Dave.
And I can only say this as we start toward the second half. Shalon Yingling is overdue. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep, we're going to put a little box there. He'll come up big in the second half. And when you look at the offensive stats here, In the air, Central's got 123 yards in the air unofficially, 47 yards on the ground. And the defense, I'm really impressed by the first half defense of Central. They've shut that rushing attack down to 39 yards for the Eagles and just under 80 yards in the air. And that's just a whale of a job against a team like this.
Yeah, and although I'll tell you what, Grove City got a little bit of the better half of them there in about the middle of the second quarter and got their score and put points up on the board to make this closer at a 14. It's a 14 to nothing. I'm sorry, they didn't get those points on the board, but it's still 14 nothing. It was darn close. Actually, the play ended up. That drive ended up with I forget who ran the ball, but he ended up being taken down at the extra point line on the field.
That was Homan,
which is just that's right. It was Homan
Homan
carrying the ball.
Backfield, yeah.
And I think they're used to Homan being able to. He's got his own little trick of magic here and there too. And Hunter Homan couldn't make it. He was 1/2 yard short on that fourth down carry.
Yeah, he wins the majority of those battles, but not tonight. The defense came up strong, and you just heard a sigh as soon as everybody got off that pile. They knew
you're right.
that they were going to stop that, because if not, it's first and goal, with under a minute to play. It's real tough to give somebody 2 or 3 chances to get the ball in the end zone from the 2-yard line.
And this is going to be big coming out of halftime to see what it is that Grove City is able to do and how the Central defense responds at the beginning of the second half. Elsewhere in football playoff action, it is Southern Columbia and Bishop Guilfoyle tied at 7. That still says that's in the second quarter. That's got to be near halftime. And State College is up over North Allegheny at the half by a score of 21-7. It's 14-0 here. Central in the lead. And it was Bell Vernon getting the win over Avonworth. And that would be the competition coming up next week. But it's going to be closer to home, or at least I certainly hope so. All right.
Closer to somewhere, huh?
Yeah. Anything's got to be closer than Grove City or Slippery Rock, I'm telling you.
Indeed.
All right, waiting for that good stuff to happen. And the first thing in order for that good stuff to happen is for Central to go ahead and hang on and add some points here and win this game at Grove City tonight. Once again, we're at the half, and the score is Central 14 and Grove City nothing. We'll be back with second half action right after this timeout. You're listening to Central Dragons football on Mix 94.7.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability and versatility built in, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Visit your local Kubota dealer for a demo today.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, McCoy's Lawn and Garden, Route 36 in Roaring Spring.
They say they have experts to advise you in buying tools and hardware. They say they have personal service, but do they really? They're the so-called big guys in the hardware world. Well, at locally owned Roaring Spring True Value, they've been serving the community for 159 years with the quality products you expect, like a huge selection of paint with color matching, or if you need high-tech car keys and remotes, the courteous expert service you deserve. Can the big box stores say that? Roaring Spring True Value, supplying your home since 1863.
Dragon's Den Pizza, Route 36, Roaring Spring, across from Giant Eagle, is ready for football season. And if you can't watch the game, make the best of it while listening with a delicious spread from Dragon's Den Pizza. Call 814-224-7992. That's 814-224-7992. And have your own high school football tailgating party while you cheer on the home team. Open daily till 8 p.m. Call ahead for fast service, 814-224-7992. Dragon's Den Pizza, located in the center of Dragon Nation.
Broadcasting to Central Pennsylvania on 94.7 FM and to the world on the Lightner Radio app. This is WBRX Crescent Altoona, Mix 94.7.
Back in the burbs of Grove City, it's Dave Shannon and Lou Seidel bringing you tonight's game between the Grove City Eagles and the Central Dragons. And Lou, this has been quite the season. And we've had a great group of sponsors get behind us here in the 2022 season. That group includes McCoy's Lawn and Garden, Cove Lumber, Roaring Spring True Value. We love a pierogi. As a matter of fact, I'd love a pierogi right now, or maybe 6. How about that? Could I get 6? 6 pierogis, please. That pierogi guy. Dragon's Den Pizza. Now we owe a lot to them too. Dragon's Den Pizza took care of us at halftime. Well, actually, before the game.
Yeah.
In all the games there at the end of the season that were held in Roaring Spring. And I'm telling you, folks, if you're in that vicinity, or even if you're not, take a little drive. I know gas prices stink, but, it's worth a drive to get out there and have yourself a Dragon's Den Pizza. Dazzling Diamonds, also one of our sponsors of Central Football, along with Gartland Supply and Country Store, Allied Milk Producers, Pacifico Bakery, Long's Outpost, Morrison's Cove, First Federal Credit Union, Horvath Chemical and Supply, and Leidy's Home Furnishings. Just a great group of folks, and thanks to them, Lou and I are able to be out here bringing you these games as we get into the postseason, into the Elite Eight. And we hope that the Dragons can get to the next level, which would be the Western Finals for a second consecutive season in AAA. We know one team we won't have to be worried about this year. Central Valley was the team that we lost to last year in the Western Finals. Central Valley is now a 4A team. And, of course, Central still in AAA, as well as Grove City. And so that's this game going on. And then it is, we're going to get to see somebody a little bit different after this week. As, it was a Bell Vernon win over Avonworth earlier. So that's what we have in store for us, and that'll be coming up next week. Should we be able to hang on and win? This one's far from over. We've seen the bright moments that have come out of the Grove City team, and it's kind of thing that they can get some points in on you, maybe in a hurry. We'll see. And the best thing that can happen is the Central defense right out of the box here in the second half rises to the occasion.
Just stands tall and plays, shut down defense. They can't go into any prevent. They got to play their game. They're going to play tough man-to-man on those outside receivers, and they're going to have to clog that middle, because when you look at number 5, Hunter Homan, as he goes, so go the Eagles. He's not the biggest guy. He's not the fastest guy, but he leads them in offensive stats on the ground. And he's thrown for quite a bit as well. He has a 94% QBR rating as a quarterback, so he's an all-around athlete.
We see the Dragons have been out on the field for a while now, stretching and loosening up. And it's an unlikely trio out there at about the 23-yard line, and that is Cade Rule and Eli Lingenfelder, joined by Mason Conrad, all 6 foot, 245 pounds. As the three of them do some jumping jacks now with the rest of the team. But good to see Mason out there. I was going to ask you, what do you think the conversation's like between either Mason and Cade or Mason and Eli?
Well, when you look at Mason, he's been around for quite a while. He's a senior, big number 68 there. He listed at 245. He's a little bigger than that now as the season went on, and he stands a staunch 6 foot. And he's one of those guys that he's a silent leader. He's a motivator. I think they rally around his intensity on the field, Dave, because he's one of those guys that everyone looks up to.
He's a difference maker, no doubt about it. So Mason and Cade and Eli getting together at about the 23-yard line and leading the team in their stretching and calisthenics before we get underway here in the second half. I think the Eagles are going to forego that particular routine here, as they just came out onto the field and reported directly to the sideline as the halftime clock ticks down with 24 seconds left there on the scoreboard. So getting ready to kick this thing off and begin the second half. And we'll see if the Dragons can, right out of the gate, you need to see the defense step up.
They just have to have fun. Keep playing, enjoy the game, have fun, do what got you here. Don't do anything special. And as Coach always says, these guys know their jobs. They know their positions, and they're very much dependent upon each other to stand up, both defensively and offensively. And that comes from being well coached and disciplined.
Hunter Homan having a catch here with David Lutz, and then David heads out onto the field because he's your return guy here, one of the return guys on kickoffs, as he heads out there. And he's joined back there by Nathan Greer, two of the top receivers for Hunter Homan as well.
Yeah, they've got some speed back there, in as you said, in Lutz and Greer, definitely. And we'll see what the Hunter does. Ball straight away, and see if he does, as you call it, a worm burner. They want to keep it maybe low and down the center, and here we go.
That's what I'd be doing, but that's just me. And he gets underneath it. It's an end over end, and that's going to be taken by Greer at the 25. He gets up over the 30. He's out to the 40. Makes another turn, brought down eventually at about the 43 or 44 yard line. In on the stop for the Dragons, that was Hank Colt, 5'11 junior.
Yeah, Yingling with a little help there as well.
Yeah.
Shalen, number 6.
All right, it is 1st and 10, Grove City, the ball with their own 44. And now you got to call on this defense to step it up here. Leading in the game 14-0, but Grove City getting the ball to start things off here in the second half. And we'll see if they have the same kind of momentum they had going out at the end of the first half. And here we go with the Big Red Dog offense. And complete confusion. I guess their cute signs are falling apart. I don't know. And now they got some motion.
Yep. Couldn't get set. Couldn't get set.
And in case you weren't sure there was motion, there were at least 4 Central Dragons that were pointing out that was motion on Grove City. Here, we'll help. Motion.
Yeah, and the strategery for Central is they're playing man-to-man defense on these wide receivers, and that means 4 down linemen for Central, putting a lot of pressure, on this quarterback.
Everybody shifts around. There goes Lutz. And the handoff. No, it's going to be a keep. And Hunter Homan gets taken down at the 40-yard line. He'll lean forward to about the 41. And that'll be a gain of about 2 to set up a 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, it was well defended by this defensive side here. Cade Rule on the corner there, and big number 78 out there. That's Sawyer Howard. Big 6'2"
making sure
junior.
you get the right read, and they got the right read on that one. Man in motion is Nemec, and he sets up right beside his quarterback. Homan lets it go near sideline. Pass complete. Nathan Greer at the 45-yard line is Central for a 1st down.
Yeah, he threw that on the near sideline. It's going to be a
They're
first down.
They're going to mark him at the 46, but it doesn't matter. The sticks have already moved. It is 1st down and 10.
Hurry
and
up
quickly,
offense.
Here comes Grove City. Hunter Homan standing at his 49. He fakes the pass, pulls it back down, tries to run, and Central was all over that.
Yeah, he's going to lose 2 yards, and he's going to be brought down by big number 78 in there.
That's your buddy Sawyer.
That's Sawyer making his presence known here defensively to start the second half action.
2-yard loss in that play for Hunter Homan. 2nd down and 12. And let's see what the Big Red Dog had to say. As Homan steps up in the pistol. Here's the snap. And he looks over toward his left, and he misses his intended receiver, Clayton Martin, the first time he's gone to Martin all night. And I think that was a safety valve, Lou.
Yep, that's good.
And nothing went well there.
Going to
if you're
bring
a
up a
Grove
big
City
3rd
fan.
down here as well. Grove City needs to convert. They're not in 4 down territory, just on their Scarlet Dragon side at the 48-yard line.
3rd down and 12. Clock stopping, 10:32. Dragons trying to flip the script here and get the ball as quickly as they can here in the 3rd quarter. Up by 14-0. Man in motion. And there's Homan. He lets it go. Pass is complete to Lutz. He's brought down right on the 40-yard line. That's a nice tackle over there on the far side of the field. And I think that time he was brought down by Caden Fisher. We have called Caden's number quite a bit here tonight.
He's been everywhere.
It's going to be a 4th down and 4. And they're going to go for it. The ball at the Central 40. Huge play here for the Central Dragons and the Grove City Eagles. Here's a pass, and it's way too wide.
Nope.
He went for Nathan Greer that time, had a little bit of pressure. Greer was covered by Dalton Metzger, and he throws way wide, and it's an over on downs play again for the Central Dragons. A little bit different than the other one they took over on downs, but nonetheless a big one. and they get it at their own 40 too.
Caden Schneck, number 72, the big junior in there with the hit on the quarterback, Hunter Holman.
All right. Can the Dragons once again turn that into points?
Just need a good sustained drive here. Nice
short drive
pace.
too. You only have to go 60, starting at your own 40. Hohenstein with Rule and Smith beside him. Hands it off to Cade Rule. Goes over the left side. That's where Hunter Smith went as well. And this time Cade's going to be lucky to get a yard over there on the far side of the field. And as a matter of fact, he's right back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10 at the 40.
Well, stays in bounds. The clock will continue to move. And, we'll see what the offensive strategy is here for
that's okay.
the Dragons.
This is something that they want to do. They want to be sure they can establish the run, because if you're just going to the air the whole game, it's going to come back and bite you. Got to get Jeff some time back there in the pocket. Let's it go quick. Eli Lingenfelder, he has 5 yards, and he's going to get wrapped up. That time it took 3 to bring him down, but they were there. They converged on him. One of those was Lutz. The other one was Nathan Boyd. And also contributing on that stop was Dominic Garzarelli.
Yeah, they're double teaming Lingenfelder, which is going to mean that, some other folks are going to be open, and Jeff just needs to look him off and go to the opposite side of the field. Somebody's going to be open.
All right. Dalton Metzger is going off for a cup of hot chocolate.
No.
And they said, no, you're in the play.
Come on back.
Get over here. Not only that, you're on that side of the field.
Pull your socks up and come on back.
3rd down and 5. Hohenstein takes the snap. Here comes the pressure.
Inside
over the middle.
screen.
Pass is complete. Inside screen, indeed. And that's Challen Yingling. We said we were going to call his number
Yes, we
for
did.
a big play. And there it is.
Nice call. About 26 yards on that?
Yeah, gets inside the 40 to the 39 of Grove City. And they were waiting on that. I think actually, if a quarterback can ever look excited about having a couple of guys blitz him, that's the look that Hohenstein had on him there.
Exactly. He knew right where it was going.
Yep.
Very calm and very patient.
We drew this up at halftime. Here, take this. So that was a nice play there. It is a 1st and 10 at the 39 of Grove City. Under 8 minutes now left to go in the 3rd quarter, and it's Central up by a score of 14-0. Quarterback keep this time. Hohenstein gets away. 35, 30, 25, 20. Darts out of bounds, and they're going to mark him out at the 20-yard line. 19-yard gain by Jeff Hohenstein on the quarterback keep, and another Central 1st down.
Now he got out of bounds. He'll stop the clock. They're going to regroup here, and this is the kind of sustained drive we talked about at halftime that they wanted to come out, set the precedence. They got their stop of the Eagles, and they're methodically taking the ball down the field here, Dave.
Rather, as we've coined the phrase tonight, business-like.
Exactly.
All right. Hohenstein with Hunter Smith to his left. Steps back a couple, looks toward the end zone. No one to throw to. Now starts to run. He's up to the 25, throws toward the end zone, and
touchdown.
There it is. The magician did it again. Eli
Touchdown.
Lingenfelder. I'm telling you, the kid can do a show in Vegas anytime and pack the house.
That was a nice, well-designed pass, and Lingenfelder came a long way across that end zone to haul that in.
I'll tell you what. Watching Mahomes and Kelsey, I don't know that they have a whole lot more on Hohenstein and Lingenfelder. We got our own version of Mahomes and Kelsey. Wow. It's been something to watch. Now they're going to try to add the extra point to make it a 21-0 lead. Swats down by Lingenfelder, kicks up by Smith, and that kick is good. And the score now, we're in the 3rd quarter, 7:36 left to go in it. Central 21 and Grove City nothing.
Yeah, it was a well-conceived drive there, Dave. They really walked the ball down, took their time. And we'd like to thank our WRTA sportsmen as well for year-round support. Those are our friends at Culligan Water Systems of Altoona, ARC Federal Credit Union, Pacifico Bakery, Best Way Pizza, Greenwood, Altoona, and Hollidaysburg. And additionally, our friends at Proactive Sports. Those are our WRTA sportsmen and year-round sponsors of athletics.
Yes, all kinds of athletics. We've everything from Little League to state baseball championships. We brought it to you thanks to those WRTA sportsmen. Well, that was huge. That's a great way to start. You get the defensive stop as Grove City went for it on fourth down, did not get it. And then you get the ball at your own 40 and you march it right down the field. And I guess you can't, I'm trying to give Lingenfelder a stage show in Vegas. He has to be there with Hohenstein. It's kind of like Siegfried and Roy.
Exactly.
You got to have them both.
Yep.
Or Penn and Teller.
Let's see if we kick away here.
Hunter Smith
That's a nice
kicks
kick.
that away. It's an end-over-end kick, kind of high, fielded at the 12. Out over the 15, the 20, 25. He's up over the 30, 35, 40, and is eventually escorted out of bounds. Max Baker over there on the far side of the field, helping to show him the way to the out-of-bounds line.
Well,
However, not until he got out to the 45-yard line. So he ends up getting 33 on the return.
Yeah, it was a nice return, and they saw something here, the coaches, that they want to keep the ball out of their hands, but you can't pooch every kickoff. So they might, strategically mix that up for the rest of the game.
I'm telling you, you got to go worm burner.
Here come the Eagles here, their second offensive series here in the second half.
1st and 10 at their own 45. Dragons trying to get another stop. And there's the handoff to, that is Nemec. Nemec back to the line of scrimmage. Now turns it upfield, 50 into Central Territory, brought down at the 46-yard line, a 2nd and 1.
Yeah, it was a nice 9-yard gain by Nemec. And again, the defense strung it out, but he made that turn, planted that right foot, and went north and south.
Anthony Nemec, a 5'11 senior at $185, has had some dandy runs here tonight. It's Hunter Homan with the pass. It is complete to Greer. Wrapping up the ankle and getting him out of bounds. Don't let go, Dalton Metzger. Just hang on to that ankle. And he gets him out of bounds. Not before, though, another Grove City first down. 1st and 10. The ball marked at the Central 37-yard line.
Still in that hurry-up offense are the Eagles.
Well, at least they stepped away from that big red dog stuff that they were doing. Homan with a late pitch there, and that goes to Nemec, and Nemec gets inside the 35. He'll be marked out of bounds at about the 34. They may give him the 33 on that play. And if they give him the 34, then that's going to be a gain of 3. And that's what they do. So it'll be a 2nd and 7 from the 34-yard line. So we'll see if it's been quite the running game has come back in vogue here for the Grove City Eagles. It's Nemec with a carry, and not much doing there. He's going to pick up about a yard, and that'll get him down to the 33, and that will set up a 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, this is definitely 4-down territory for the Eagles. Again, they're doing your favorite option here, looking to the sideline.
Yeah, they dispensed with that somewhat quickly. And there's the handoff to Greer. Greer in the jet sweep down over the 30, 1st down and more as he gets knocked out of bounds. Well, not a whole lot more. I see the side judge on this side of the field saying he went out of bounds at about the 26, so he got 1 yard beyond where he needed to go. Well, make that the 27, almost right on the stick. But it is a 1st down. Central trying to come up with a stopper here as the clock rolls under 6 minutes. There's Nemec. Nemec turns around and starts pushing with those legs, moving some Dragons down to about the 25-yard line. That'll be a gain of a pair and a 2nd down and 8.
Clock continues to run. They're in a very tight formation now. Been
not quite Westmont Hilltop, though.
Nah, this tight for these guys.
And there's Homan. Pitches it over. It's Gavin Lutz, and Lutz will maybe not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. No, they're going to give him that. Back to the 25. It'll be a 3rd down and 8. And can the Dragons pull it off again and stop the Grove City Eagles on this drive?
Yeah, we haven't seen that line really put the heat on here in the second half, so we'll see if they can stand tall on this option here. There it
And
is.
there's Homan with a pass. It is complete, and what a hit on the near side of the field by Hunter Smith
He welcomed
on
him to the
Anthony
carpet.
Nemec.
Smith just face mask on face mask took him to the ground. That's just a serious hit by Smith.
Good evening, Anthony Nemec. Wow. That's a
setting the
2-yard
tone.
loss.
That's just setting the tone defensively.
2-yard loss, 4th and 10. I was going to say something about Hunter and the way he's been playing here toward the end of the season. Clock rolling, 4.5 left to go, third quarter. Central up 21-zip. Hunter Homan takes the snap, steps back. Here comes the rush. They have him wrapped up. He gets away. He's going to go down over the 30, and he gets wrapped up a second time by Hunter Smith. He's not getting away from that.
Now they're going to turn it over on downs. Good pursuit by the defense. They had him contained. He broke containment, and they brought him down for another loss on
Hunter
the play.
Smith got some help from Caden Fisher over there on the far side of the field to eventually bring Hunter Homan down and bring that drive to an end on 4th down. Clock stopping at 4:12 and a 21-0 Central lead. Central has scored the only point so far here in the second half. It'd be nice to see them add another one as they'll start out from their own 27.
And that's that communication defensively, a team effort, making those stops and just standing tall on defense and not letting them pursue inside the 20-yard line. Their red zone defense has been exceptional tonight.
And sometimes not even in the red zone. I mean, that was above the red zone, so they did a great job there. Their red zone has been outstanding. It is first down. And it's Hohenstein with pass completion on the near side of the field at about the 31-yard line. And it looked like they were treating Ryland Doherty like a punching bag. When I say they, I mean the Grove City Eagles. He got hit 3 times in 3 different directions.
That always makes me nervous when he start wiggling because you got a hold of those legs and those
He almost
ankles.
looked like Wavy Winston as he was waving around there.
Yep.
But anyways, okay, held on to the ball. And it is a second down. That's going to be a 2nd down and 6 with the ball at the 31. Hohenstein takes a snap, hands it off. It's going to be Cade Rule. Darts along the offensive line and gets ahead for about 2 yards maybe. We'll give him out to the 33-yard line, and that will set up a 3rd down and 4. So 3rd down and 4. And this is one you want to get if you're Central.
Yeah,
also, you want to keep the ball on the ground.
You want to get this offensive line moving out here. Let's see if they can get a hole here. We need 4.
All right. 2:55 left. Third quarter, 21-0 Central leads. Hohenstein calls out the signals. Steps back. He's going to run. He gets out near the first down. I think he has it. If they give him the 38-yard line, just move those sticks, baby. And there is a penalty called, and it is a hold against Central.
Let's see what the Eagles do. If they take the penalty, they'll make them come back. And
I think they're going to take it because otherwise that's a first down.
Yeah.
So the flag dropped at the 30-yard line. That'll take it back to the 20. Hey, look at that guy with a down marker. Good job, far sideline. Good job,
He'll
buddy.
learn. He's learning on the job training.
Good job. First and 0. It's 3rd down now.
3rd down.
I'm only wishing it was first.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can get a conversion here and make up some yardage.
3rd and 17. So it's Jeff Hohenstein with Hunter Smith to his right. Right in the middle of the field. Steps back, has to roll to his left. Let's go. Pass is complete. Ryland Doherty will have the first down and more. Gets out over the 40 and is taken out of bounds at the 42-yard line. And they needed 17, and they ended up getting 22. Nice play by the Dragons on a big 3rd down. They hold on to the ball, continue to be able to run the clock down, and are leading the game by a score of 21-0. No, they marked him. They said he went out of bounds, so the clock has stopped. 2:23. This is one of those points in the game where you're starting to go, roll, clock, roll.
Yeah, you just, maintain your composure. Do what got you here. Nothing, in no hurry, but you want to be, quick.
Cade Rule to the right of Jeff Hohenstein. And it's Hunter Smith that ends up getting the football. Evades one tackler. Gets over the 45. Started toward the 50 and was really hammered. And I think, was that Greer or was that number 70?
Let's see who gets off the bottom of the pallet there. That's number 7. That was Boyd on the initial hit, and he's a little wobbly out there. And
well, you would be. It's like hitting a brick wall.
But what you got to like about Hunter Smith, he was not going down. He was going north and south, and he fell forward for another 1.5 yards on the play.
So he sets up a second down and a long yard or a short 2, depending on how you want to look at it. I'll say it's a long yard. It just sounds better. Minute 35 left to go in the third quarter. Hohenstein hands it off. Cade Rule. Rule gets over the left side. He's over the 45 and down and knocked out of bounds somewhere around the 41, 42-yard line. Or they give him the whole way to the 40. Nice play by Cade Rule to get another Central Dragons first down. 1st and 10 at the Grove City 40.
He hits that corner, and he's got another gear there because he sees a little daylight in front of him. So that's that good awareness that we talk about with these running backs here for the Scarlet Dragons. Just good field presence and good vision.
And in talking to A.J. Hohenstein, that was one of the things he said. They also wanted to impress on Cade Rule as the season has gone by. You have the speed. Just get out there and use it. And he did there. Hohenstein lets the pass go. It's incomplete. It's kind of pressured there as the play clock was running down. Tried to flip one up in the direction of Dalton Metzger, but unable to complete that one.
Try to do your Mahomes impression there. That's
a little bit. All right, 2nd down and 10, 1:23 left to go in quarter number 3. And suddenly this quarter was moving right along, and now with a couple of incompletions and out of bounds plays, it's slowed down somewhat dramatically. Hohenstein with Hunter Smith to his left in the gun. Back to pass. Lets it go. Pass is complete. That is down the far sideline on the central side of the field. At the 30-yard line, that should be good for another first down, as that one is completed to one half of the Magic team, Eli Lingenfelder, from the other half of the Magic team.
Right out of his hand. That was a dart, line drive, chest high.
Under a minute left to go in the third quarter, and they did not give him the first down. Amazing. Oh, they just said, hey, you're a magician. You figure it out. Get that last half yard. Believe me, Mr. Lingenfelder can do that if that's what you want. All right. One thing that's nice here, too, Lou, you don't have to worry about which direction you're playing in. The wind is somewhat nullified here tonight. Jeff Hohenstein's going to make sure to get the first down. He gets inside the 30 to probably about the 28-yard line. And it is 21-0 in favor of Central, and now they let the clock roll as they get the sticks set up. And I think the Dragons are just going to let this roll right out as they have plenty of time on the play clock, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to wait for the fourth quarter. Another good drive in progress inside the 30-yard line at the 28. We'll pick it up when we come back with the fourth quarter. We have 3 quarters in the books, and the score is the Central Dragons 21 and Grove City nothing. Back with the fourth quarter right after this on Mix 94.7.
Now that fall is here, it's time for those fall fix-up projects. Your first step is a trip to Long's Outpost.
Oh
They've
boy,
got everything
fall
you
fix-up
need.
projects,
Pipes and fittings
yeah.
of all sizes for indoor and outdoor use. Lumber, insulation, hardware, hand and power tools, electrical supplies, paints, fasteners, outdoor items for your lawn, and so
exciting.
As residential or commercial, Long's Outpost has
Fall
what you need.
fix-up
Long's
projects
Outpost,
in
Route
December.
164 between Martinsburg and Roaring Spring, and on Dunnings Creek Road in Pleasantville. Be sure to like them on Facebook.
It's Long's Outpost.
When you want to buy fine jewelry, or if you have jewelry that's in need of repair, the only place to go is Dazzling Diamond. Dazzling Diamond Jewelry Repair is locally owned. They provide expert repair service, and they have a vast knowledge of the jewelry they sell. All repairs are done in-house with quick turnaround time, low prices, great selection, and quality service. Central Dragon School Pride Jewelry available too. Dazzling Diamond Jewelry Repair, 908 Spruce Street, Roaring Spring. Online at dazzlingdiamond.org.
The Central Dragons play on Mix 94.7.
That they do. And we're here to bring it to you. I'm Dave Shannon, joined by Lou Seidel, heading into the fourth quarter of a PIAA quarterfinal game in AAA as Central carries a 21-0 lead into the fourth quarter. Jeff Hohenstein takes the snap. Looked like he was going to run. Faked it, and he threw the ball for Clark, and Jason could not come down with it right there at the 10-yard line. He's into the end zone if he's able to come down with that.
What a call.
Believe me, nobody feels worse right now than Jason Clark about not being able to bring that one down. Yikes. And I don't know if that was him looking at what was up the field before he had control of it, or just it's cold out there. I can tell you that.
Sometimes you're just too wide open, Dave.
And sometimes
just
you are.
Too wide open.
I guess could have been that. Could have been that. And this time it's Cade Rule. He's going to try the left side again. Spin move right about the 26-yard line, and I think that's where they're going to mark him out. And so that's going to be a gain of about one. Well, they marked him out then at the, there we go. There at the 26, and that is a 3rd down and 8 now with the ball at the 26.
Well, we'll see what you dial up here on 3rd down. Just underway in fourth quarter action here.
Other playoff games that are going on. Southern Columbia is up over BG 13-7. A thought crossed my mind when I read that score. That's the extra point thing. And as the play clock was running down, Central will go ahead and call timeout. AJ Hohenstein out to meet the troops on their way over. I'm sure he'll have some learning moment words for them.
We'd like to thank our sponsors bringing you tonight's contest. That would be our friends at McCoy's Lawn and Garden, Cove Lumber, Roaring Spring True Value, That Pierogi Guy, Dragon's Den Pizza, Dazzling Diamonds, Heartland Supply and Country Store, Allied Milk Producers, Pacifico Bakery, Long's Outpost, Orson's Cove First Federal Credit Union, Horvath Chemical and Supply, and Leidy's Home Furnishings.
And there you go, folks. That is a record for the season. Lou Seidel read that longer than he has the entire season, as that took him nearly 60 seconds.
Just trying to stretch that out. We got some Phil. I'm going to have to grab one of our colleagues and just start asking questions.
We don't need Phil. We can make some stuff up. We're pretty good at that.
Talk about some dancing or whatever, you know.
Well, what I wanted to talk about is the Southern Columbia Bishop Guilfoyle game, which Southern Columbia is up 13-7. And the thought crossed my mind, that's that extra point. That is a big thing now. How did we defeat Bishop Guilfoyle? We meeting Central. We're not a part of the team. How did Central beat BG on a missed extra point? Now, wouldn't it be ironic if BG ends up beating Southern Columbia 14-13 in that game? Wow, that'd be something. Dalton Metzger in motion. Jeff Hohenstein with a snap. Rolls to his right. Lets it go. Nice defense. Pass intended for Eli Lingenfelder. And Gavin Lutz got in the way of the magic act and knocked that one out of bounds.
Nathan Boyd, number 7, tried to put a hit on Jeff Hohenstein, but he took the worst for it. He got up hobbling. Hohenstein says, "Where's the flag?" It's going to bring up a 4th down for the Central Scarlet Dragons.
4th down with the ball at the 26. And they will go for that, as I would expect them to. Maybe in a little bit closer, maybe they go for that field goal, but I don't think so right here. Up by 3 scores right now, 21-0. And here goes Cade Rule in motion. Fake the jet sweep. Hohenstein still has it. Down the middle with the field, intercepted. Pass is picked off by Grove City. And still running up the field, that's Nathan Boyd. And Boyd gets over the 35 and is brought down at the 37-yard line of Grove City. So a big change there. And now is that Boyd that ended up staying down on the field after that big return. He is making his way up.
He's been banged up this 3rd and 4th quarter here a little bit.
And he's definitely limping his way over the sideline, but he does get over to the sideline. And it's a 1st and 10 here from the 37 for Grove City. So it's a big turnover,
well,
no doubt.
Jeff might have been pressing a little bit there. It was 4th down. He wanted to come up with a big play. So
yeah,
but there's a little cushion. We're up a couple of scores here. And this defense just needs to stand strong and do what they're doing. Don't panic. There's some time left in the fourth quarter, but you're up 3 scores.
So Grove City's first play out of the turnover. There's the kick under the bumper to get the gate to go
Ball's
up.
loose.
And that's an
incomplete.
incomplete pass. That was instantaneous contact on the receiver. That was Trey Resnor. And Trey put the ball on the turf. Pass incompletion. It is 2nd down and 10. Does stop the clock. Is that my bonus? You can't lose counting money here. You have a bet with somebody, or what's the deal?
No, I had the little pocket change there from getting our dinner at Champions.
Oh,
there.
I see. Okay. You're just wondering who you had to pay off. That pass is complete on the near side of the field to Nemec. Nemec bounces off a hit by Jeff Hohenstein, but then Hohenstein finishes taking him out of bounds after a gain of about a yard, I think. They're going to give him out to the 38. Line of scrimmage, the 37.
Yeah, Jeff went in there with his shoulder. That's kind of ill-advised for your quarterback, but he had to make a hit on him somehow.
Somehow, I don't think he cares.
I know.
It's whatever it takes to make the stop.
Little adrenaline going on down there.
3rd down and 9, a big play for the Central defense. It's Homan back to pass. Looks, nobody's open. Gets chased out of the pocket. Rolling to his left. Here comes Hunter Smith. He's going to wrap him up and drop him at the line of scrimmage. You know, and Hunter Smith, you're saying he's not going to outrun him. Just to be on the safe side, Hohenstein showed up over there too.
Yeah, Hunter Smith was targeting him, trailing him. He had the inside linebacker position defensively, and his job is to not let him run as the quarterback. He did a great job just holding it there.
All right, 4th down. Grove City feels like they have to go for it with 10:44 left to go here in the game. And Central up by 3 scores, 21-0. Here's a pass by Homan down the middle of the field. Incomplete, too long. Pass intended for Nathan Greer. And Central will take over on downs inside the 40-yard line of Grove City at the Eagles' 38-yard line.
That was a desperation throw, and there was a lot of pressure on him back there. Hunter Homan being pressured all evening here. So now if you're the Scarlet Dragons, just take your time, run an effective offense, and just take some time off this clock.
He might have been pressed in the afternoon, too. He might have been out shopping. You know,
could have been at the outlets that we passed by, or down at the light show, you know.
The light show down at the campground. All right, it's 1st and 10, Dragons ball at the Grove City 38-yard line. And it's Hohenstein handing off to Hunter Smith, gets away from one tackler, gets his back to the would-be tacklers and gets his legs churning and ends up picking up a couple of yards as he gets to the 36-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 2 and a 2nd down and 8. But I'll tell you what, there was this excitement in the crowd, and you could see the excitement on the sideline, too, of Grove City after that pickoff on 4th down, that they thought that was going to be what turned this game around. And they may still come up with a play like that, but that particular one did not turn the game around at all. And it led to a 3-and-out in the end. 9:53 left to go in the game. Jeff Hohenstein takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Hunter Smith, throws it down the middle of the field. No interception that time. That pass is complete, and that is Jack Dunn. Jack Dunn. Let's pull another name out of Dave Baker's hat.
Well, he's in training. He's only 6'3", 172, and he would be a junior. Welcome to the field, Jack Dunn.
Jack Dunn with, as far as we know, the first reception of the 2022 season. And it's just been, I don't know if they go in at halftime and pull names out of a hat.
So
or
you're
what.
up. Who's next? Well, it's that, you know.
Hey, Don, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Boy, did he respond well to that as he held on to the pass and got it down to the 26-yard line of Grove City. And you got to think at this point, Lou, as we tick down under 9 minutes left to go in the game, that a score at this point in the game would pretty much almost salt this away for the Central Dragons. Hunter Smith on the carry there, going over the right tackle, and he's going to pick up about 4, I guess, as he gets down inside the 25 to the 23.
Well, and hats off to this offensive line. They're just doing
Give
the
him 3,
job.
by the way. Go ahead.
Just doing the job here. This offensive line, they've been consistent all year, all game. You know, it's not perfect, but they are definitely not a work in progress.
Second half of the season has just been outstanding. Hohenstein rolling to his left.
Wide
turns,
open.
Throws. Hunter Smith is wide open. Flag comes in. It's going to be a hold. And Hunter Smith is going to work his way down
dancing.
inside the 10. Yeah, that was Dancing with the Stars there.
He's out there dancing, but we're going to have a hold in the backfield here.
I will say one thing for the white hat. He's got a nice size flag. That's better than some of the ones we saw earlier this year. You can see that one. See, he went to the big and tall flag shop and got his. He didn't go to the tiny flag shop. That's a hold against Central, as we called. Dropped that flag at about the 28-yard line. So that'll take it back 10 from there. Well, here comes the fuzzy math.
Exactly. It's like, what side are we going on there?
Let's see.
That's a 10.5-yard penalty.
Let's see. Yeah. Holding is now a 10.5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
You got to love it.
All right.
Well, they had to hold because I gave them compliments, of the good job they were doing. So that's why they held out there. All right. No more compliments for you guys. Just stay in the gutters there, guys. Just
you have to go back to Roaring Spring and the cheese bus. Okay. Here we go. It is second down and the Grove City Outlets for a first down. As carrying the ball that time up to about the 35-yard line is Jeff Hohenstein and
Cade Rule on the carry.
There's Cade Rule.
Okay. The handoff there.
Got it.
And let's see who's down there. Good old number 72, Caden Schneck as well, leading the charge, the big junior interior lineman.
Oh, it's third down and a little more manageable now. They don't quite have to get to the outlets. All they have to do is get to the Walmart now. Third down in the Walmart. 7:40 left to go in the game. Central up by a score of 21-0. Trying to use the clock, trying to add some points. Trying to salt this one away and make it to the state semifinal game. Western finals, if you will. Hohenstein going deep downfield. He's shoved. That's pass interference.
I was looking for the laundry. There it is.
Dalton Metzger, the intended receiver, was shoved in the back, I think, by Gavin Lutz. And that will give the Dragons a break. Line of scrimmage is the 35. And, of course, pass interference, unlike the pros, is not a spot foul. It is a 15-yard penalty, which still does not give Central enough for a first down.
Yeah,
it
but
does, however,
makes it manageable.
Third and long 3 right now from the 20. All right. That's a long 3. Anyway, just a little disagreement with the public address guy. Third and a long 3. Ball at the 20. Hohenstein calls it out, fakes the handoff to Rule, is now flushed out of the pocket again, and lets it go down the sideline, and it's too far for anybody. I don't think he meant it to be anywhere near the field because he was throwing into a dangerous direction there. And really, he was leaning. We've seen Jeff, and on that play, if he believes he can, he will stop, square up, and throw that.
Yep.
And that was not what he was doing. He just wanted rid of the football at that point.
Well,
and so he did.
See what the dial up here on fourth down. He went to the sideline, and AJ gave him the play. So we'll see what they dial up here.
Jeff Hohenstein, Cade Rule to his right. Hohenstein takes the snap, steps back 2 steps, lets it go right away. Hits Eli Lingenfelder, gets away from one tackler. Inside the 10-5 touchdown. The magic act continues. Eli Lingenfelder gets into the end zone, and I think he was tripped up by the defender who fell down. Eli Lingenfelder did not knock him down. He fell down, and then I think he tripped Lingenfelder on top of it. We'll see what the disposition of that flag is. As it is now 27-0 in favor of the Dragons. Dead ball foul, personal foul and it is against Grove City.
Yeah, he had him tied up by the ankles down there.
Touchdown's good.
Lower extremity.
I would imagine they'll assess that penalty then on the kickoff.
Yep.
And it's going to be Hunter Smith in to attempt the point after. So 1 year ago, it was 35-6. This extra point would make it 28-0. Spot, kick, up, and good.
It's good.
Hunter Smith makes it Central 28 and Grove City nothing.
Well, it's the Lingenfelder show here. Big receptions for Eli, number 22 here this evening.
Well, you know, if you got an act and it's good, keep playing it. Keep playing it, they'll pay you for it.
That might be the icing on the cake there, Dave, as we talk about that.
I think so. We did see Grove City move the ball really fast there in the first quarter a couple of times, but they haven't really done that since, Lou. So
no, they haven't.
We know they can get down the field in a hurry, but are they ready for it right now, down by 28?
Stay tuned after the game for the ARC Federal Credit Union post-game show. We'll have the stats for today's games, a couple of highlights as well for the second half action, and we can check those stats now. And again, that's all brought to you by our friends at the ARC Federal Credit Union.
Wow. What a development in the Southern Columbia Bishop Guilfoyle game. It is now the Tigers of Southern Columbia 35. Bishop Guilfoyle 7.
I didn't think it was going to be that lopsided.
Went from a 13-7 game to a 35-7 game.
That's an exclamation point by Southern Columbia.
Fourth quarter there. State College still ahead of North Allegheny 21-7. That's listed as a third quarter score. This is the other team in District 6 still trying to get, and there's a Hunter Smith kick into the end zone. How about them apples? So
I just had to chuckle because Eli Lingenfelder kept telling Coach he could kick that field goal, or an extra point.
Yeah.
So, we don't want to see number 22 teeing up the ball anytime soon.
He does enough, okay?
Exactly.
He might be driving the bus on the way back, so just, take your magic act and be happy there, young man.
He'll get to go through the drive-through. He'll be the guy up front.
Where's my Frosty?
Well, here come the Eagles. As we said, they're down 28 points midway through the fourth period here.
All right. Ball comes out to the 20. And now it's up to the Dragon defense to try to bring this to an end. But I think there's been some substituting going on defense a little bit. And back to passes home and down the middle. Intercepted by good old Jeff Hohenstein. Jeff slides down at the 41. Okay, and now you can, you could really see it. That I know that Hunter Homan's a much better passer than that. And he just completely overthrew his receiver. And back there playing center field, as they say.
Exactly.
It was Jeff Hohenstein. He slides down. They're going to mark it at the 42 of Grove City. And now it's up to the Dragons to put together. See, there's 6:59 left to go. But, hey, use as much time as you want. Try to use it all up if you can. It's not really the MO of the Central team.
No,
but
it's not. They have a hard time running the clock because they're just that quick strike offense.
Yeah.
We might see a few substitutions here along the way as well as Jeff is managing the offense for the Scarlet Dragons.
All right. Hohenstein will hand it off. That's Cade Rule. And Cade tries to bulldog his way just over the left tackle position and gets over the 40 down to about the 39 of Grove City. And that's going to be good for 3 and a second down and 7.
Yeah, nothing fancy about that play, just between the guard and tackle, straight dive play after the handoff for Jeff and company. And again, we want to take as much time off the clock as we can. We want to just, get this game in the bucket, as they say.
Okay. In the hopper, it'd be even better. Handoff goes to Hunter Smith. He's going to make a spin move, and he gets down inside the 35, and they'll mark him down between the 34 and the 33. How many big guys do you see and make that spin move like that?
Not too many
Not
at that
too many.
size. That's exactly right.
Man, oh man, that is something to watch. One of the things I was going to say about Hunter is, I think his attitude here at the whole end of the season, he's kind of been playing almost like he's had a chip on his shoulder at times. You know, he's definitely stepped up his intensity out there on the field, both defensively and offensively. Just showed us a little bit of that right there. Down to 5:30 left to go in the game. Cade Rule's going to run it. He's going to get inside the 30 and be knocked down at about the 27-yard line. Doesn't matter exactly where it is. Cade Rule has another Central first down. The Dragons in control of this game. Came out in the second half. They were only up by 14. 14-0. But they have been able to continue on here in the second half, adding points.
Yeah, Cade Rule protecting the ball, running low to the ground, and he's just hard to bring down. You're not going to do an arm tackle on number 25.
First and 10 at the Grove City 27-yard line for the Central Dragons. More running on tap. You betcha. That handoff this time goes to Caden Fisher.
It's Cade Fisher on the out of the backfield there.
Cade leans off the right side, and he's going to end up picking up nothing, it would appear. So it's going to be a second down and 10.
Eli Lingenfelder in with the play from the sideline. He's like, Coach, I'm ready. Put me in again.
You can put him in again. I wouldn't throw to him again.
He's out in an
He's
island,
done enough.
all by himself.
He has done enough. Give that young man a rest.
Yeah.
He may not want to take it, but he deserves it. There'll be some snoozing on the bus headed back to Central. Second and 10. Here's the handoff. It's going to be Cade Rule again. Cade gets those legs going, and he ends up scooting across the 25-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 24, and that is going to set up a third down now and 7. So the clock continues to roll. It's down to 3:40 left to go in the game. Central getting ready to wrap this one up and move on to the PIAA State Western Finals. Another magic play by Eli Lingenfelder. He just took the ball away. The defender was there. That was Trey Resnor. And Trey, there wasn't anything you could do about it. He's just that much taller than you. And that's his forte, is that high point stuff again. And he just he took it away from Resnor. Resnor went down on the field, and he took time to look down at him after it happened, and then just turned and casually walked into the end zone. 4 points up to number 34 there. Eli Lingenfelder, what a show. Tip your waitresses for this magic show. Kick is down, spotted, up, good. Hunter Smith makes it a Central 35 and Grove City nothing game. So, once again, it's going to be a return trip to the Western Finals for the Central Dragons after a convincing defeat of Grove City here.
Yeah, and as we talked about Jeff Hohenstein, just knowing where to place that ball, he put it the only place that number 22 could come down with it. I think they were all shocked that they passed the ball on the defense, but it is what it is, and it's a game of inches and numbers, and it's all gone Central's way tonight.
And believe me, that next game is going to be a little bit tougher for the Central Dragons.
Absolutely. Smith tees it up here for the Scarlet Dragons.
Once again, if you didn't hear earlier, it's going to be Bell Vernon that'll be taking on Central. There you go. There's that worm burner. Good boy. Hunter Smith with the worm burner. It's picked up at the 25 and brought down at the 30-yard line then is the return man for Grove City. That was Tyrell Richardson Heasley. So Tyrell was brought down in a hurry. Correction, they're going to say that was McCready. So it's going to be Lucas McCready with a return. McCready, a 5'10 sophomore at $145. And Hunter Homan's going to go out there for the final plays of this game. One of the things for Hunter Homan, he's going to have this in the back of his mind. He's a junior. It's not his last game on this field. He has more success to be written on Forker Field in Grove City. Pass is complete this time, and that is Gavin Lutz. Lutz is knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Well, one of the dominant juniors for Central is Hunter Smith, tailback, linebacker, 6'2", 210. He is a junior, and he will return next year as well.
And a 35-0 score allows the clock to roll. It's down to 2:35 left to go in the game.
A couple new defenders in there for the Scarlet Dragons as well. Good game experience for them.
Rolling to his left, it's Hunter Homan. Running out of time, he's going to run it. Gets over the 40, over the 45. Tries to make it to the first down sticks. Let's see where they mark him out. Looks like they mark him out at the 47-yard line. Needs to get to the 50, but that's okay. Second down. 2nd and 3 for the Eagles of Grove City. Now under 2 minutes left to go. Central will be moving on to the Western Finals, the state semifinals, if you will.
Now there's a pass on the
Pass
right
is
side.
complete. That's going to result in a touchdown, giving the Grove City fans a reason to celebrate. It's Nathan Greer on the pass completion from Hunter Homan. And the Eagles dent the scoreboard with 1:43 left to go in the game. It is Central 35 and Grove City 6.
That was a nice, touch pass, and he just scampered down the sideline. There was one-on-one, man-to-man coverage out, and it was an island for the Scarlet Dragon defender, and he just got caught up short.
And so they're going to kick the point after. And there's the spot. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And it makes the score Central 35 and Grove City 7.
Nice pitch and catch there by Hunter Homan. Again, you said he's a junior, a very excellent athlete here for the Grove City Eagles, and they've got a nucleus returning as well. It's a reload. They were here last year with Central, played this game down the road at Slippery Rock University in a blinding snowstorm. So both these teams have battled back to be where they are today.
I love your descriptive account of last year's game, a blinding snowstorm.
It was no
fun.
It
Was something.
It was no fun.
That was some game to be in, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Getting home.
It was even worse to drive there in that.
Yeah.
I will throw that in, but you know what? End of the game, PennDOT had the roads cleared. We did not have a problem leaving Slippery Rock University and getting safely back home. So a tip of the cap to the guys at PennDOT.
Now the ball falls off the tee. They're going to re-tee it up here. And again, we got some youngsters in there. You can see the bright white of
the
some
bright
of these
white on the
uniforms.
central
Some
side,
of these
yeah.
ones that haven't been in turf all night. There's a worm
there's a
burner.
little
Just
grounder.
goes down with it.
If that was an attempt at an onside kick, they need to work on that a little bit.
Eli Conrad comes up with that, the 5'9" or 5'7" sophomore for the Scarlet Dragons.
Okay. So the Dragons have the ball at midfield, up by a score of 35-7. 1:43 left on the clock. And the crowd has suddenly gotten quiet. Very quiet.
It's an eerie quiet, isn't it?
Nobody's injured or anything like that. It's just, I think you're dealing on this side of the field with a little bit of the shock and disappointment of the way this game turned out. I think they had a lot of faith in their Eagles, and it was a better Central team that came out to play them tonight. And the Quarterback this time is Eli Muthler, and Muthler hangs on and then hands off. And that ends up being a very nice gain. He handed the ball off. That's Max Baker picking up some of those yards at the end of the game as Max ends up picking up 8 to set up a 2nd down and 2. Got some more changes coming off that sideline. Jake Benton's night is done. Max Baker ends up going back over there as well. Eli Muthler, 6'3" sophomore.
Yeah, he's just
Had
a
himself
big presence out there.
Had himself that INT earlier in the game too. Muthler hands off, that is, and this time he goes to Braden Beach.
Another good-looking sophomore, 5'10", 150, and Braden also plays linebacker and special teams.
That's going to do it. 23 seconds left on the clock. They're just going to let that run out. And the final score here tonight in the state quarterfinal game in AAA, it is the Central Dragons walking away with a win. Central 35 and Grove City 7. We'll be back to wrap up the broadcast right after we take this time out. You're listening to Central Dragons football on Mix 94.7.
Your one-stop store for livestock feed is Garland Supply in Martinsburg. Garland Supply has a great selection of cowbot, livestock feed for chickens, goats, rabbits, pigs, calves, and more, and quality pet foods from Victor Fromm and Wholesome, along with a large selection of pet toys and treats. Garland Supply takes...
All right, what do you guys... we'll run down the highlights I got.
Athletic apparel,